Big O Show. This is the 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 Big.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Welcome aboard. It is the Big O Radio Show coming to you live. Of course, let me see. Here we go. From Hialeah Park. And Sean Stanley by my side. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, yes. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, I was sorry doing two things at the same time. Hello. Hope you all are well on a beautiful Thursday morning here at Hialeah Park. Appreciate all of you joining us here. I got a loaded show, got a bunch of things to talk about, talk people, talk sports, talk crypto, talk life, all kinds of stuff going to go on. And of course, we're watching the folks having a good time out here at the poker room at Hialeah Park. We are in the second floor. So come on out, check it out. Go to the website. You can find out about all kinds of things going on, including Santa's Enchanted Forest. That is going to be awesome. It's there, so if you want to enjoy it, you can enjoy it. Bring the family. It's a beautiful thing, man. We got all kinds of things going on here at Hialeah Park. So come on out and visit us. We're out here at the second floor poker room. So if you happen to be somewhere in the area, come on by and join us. And on Sunday, the 12th, today's the 9th, on the 12th, here at the second floor at the Simulcast Center, which is on the other side here, the doors are going to open at 10 a.m. And of course, it's going to be the National Horse Players Championship qualifier. So you can find out about all of that. They're going to have some grand prizes. The top 2 finishers will get the seats in the national finals in January, and that'll be at Bally's Las Vegas. And Sean and I intend on being in Las Vegas about 3 to 4 times in 2022. What do you think about that? Are you all right with going to Vegas about 3 or 4 times in 2022?
I'm going to have to think about it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to twist his arm to take him to Vegas. So we will go out to Vegas. We won't be for the horse because we're not horse racing experts, but if you are, you can, of course, join the competition on Saturday. We'll be there for the NFL draft. We'll be there for NBA Summer League. We're going to be there for the East-West Shrine game, covering all the draft stuff and all kinds of stuff. So appreciate all of you out there. As always, remember, reaching out to the show, the text line 855-912-1056, the email Big O Show on Twitter, and of course the email, the Twitter, that is Big O Show, and then on Twitter, and then email Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com. And of course, you can always make the donation at Cash App or Venmo Cash Big O Show. By the way, shout out to the Fort Lauderdale Police. Yesterday had a great meeting with the folks at the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. Yes, I know I am not in trouble in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. Do you end up seeing that coin? There you go. It's a beautiful coin, by the way. They gave me this beautiful coin yesterday while I was there at the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. They were absolutely fantastic. So thank you, gentlemen. As we had a good time out there after we left Caneswear. Lots of things to talk about. Boy, the Heat last night, that was a lot of fun, dude. The Caleb Martin show, that was good. And this is kind of what I was talking about with the Heat, right? This is what I told you when I was talking with Ira yesterday, that, okay, there's going to be some rough waters here, but, there's a good time to develop guys. And it's Caleb Martin time. You know what I mean? It's Gabe Vincent time. The Strus was loose last night. Right? Strus was nailing some shots, 4 of 7 from 3-point range, 16 points. Yurtsevin, all these things. This is what you're going to do over the next couple of weeks while you're missing these guys.
I'm saying Strus did it in big time.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarters when he counted.
Yeah, and he had a couple defensive plays too. The Strus was loose. So that's what I kind of like about Strus over Duncan, that he has fight in him. I like that. And Caleb Martin, by the way, will play defense too. I mean, you got to love the Heat, man. The way they could find it's with the Heat. It's not even only about draft picks. That's the beauty about the Heat. This is why I want to go to Summer League, because I watch Summer League like a stinking geek. Are you a geek too, watching Heat Summer League games? You don't watch it?
I'm not like you. I'll watch them, but I'm not like you frothed waiting to watch to see. Yeah. That's not me. I'm not 100% there.
Yeah. I'm
probably about 30%.
I'm totally there, man. I love development. Yeah. I love that part. I was so excited about this part about the Dolphins in the rebuild because I knew that we had a good front office. So it was going to be fun watching all of this. You know what I mean? And it's been fun, although it was kind of frustrating for a while having to walk some of you off the ledge and wanting you all to fire the front office, which is ridiculous. But anyway, going back to the Heat, I mean, development is everything. Development is everything of your draft picks, of your players, of your veterans, finding the chemistry, all of those things. That was a real character game last night. Those are the kind of games that remind you why we love the Heat. Those are the kind of games that remind you why the Heat are the best organization in town, right? From top to bottom, consistently, year in and year out, since Pat Riley walked into that building or to those offices or joined that team, whatever it was, because everything's changed also along the way, okay? But since he joined that Miami Heat franchise, he's made them the most important franchise in South Florida. Period. End of story. That's it. It's something that you can always count on with the Heat. They're not perfect. They're not always going to win a championship. They're not always going to win 60 games and all that kind of stuff, but they're always going to give you their best. And they're always trying to win. And then they're always surprising you by the development of players, whether they get an Isaac Austin and get him to lose 100 pounds and turn him into a different player, or get Udonis Haslem to lose another 80 pounds and they turn him into a franchise player, or you get a Duncan Robinson out of nowhere and he becomes one of the great shooters in the NBA right now. And now we're watching Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, and Max Strus. And I don't know what Yurtseven has to show us, but I'm excited. And that's the reason why I geek out even with Summer League basketball, because they make me geek out with Summer League basketball, because I'm always intrigued, like, okay, you guys have a knack of, you found Patrick Beverley, you didn't keep him, but then he went on to have a hell of a career for himself, but he started here. You know what I mean? All these little things. So you can never overlook anything with the Heat. They can pick up somebody in the middle of the season, and it might sound like a nobody, but because the Heat picked them up, you have to go, wait a minute. All right, who is this kid? Let me put the radar out and find out.
I know he's not well liked or as well anymore, but even Hassan Whiteside.
Right. Yeah, they got the best out of him.
He came out of
they got the best out of him.
YMCA.
Yeah.
Got the best, and plus they knew how to work him in there. He just started getting to. But
James Johnson was a journeyman, and he played his best basketball here. You know what I mean? That's what you see with the Heat for the last 25 years with Pat Riley. Players come in, and they play their best basketball here. And watching Caleb Martin, I mean, when he juked the guy on the baseline and did the dunk, that was like, they called the timeout, and he was like, flexing. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoyed that game. That gave me, you know what that gave me? That gave me the Rex Chapman 39-point feeling against the Bulls and Michael Jordan last night. It wasn't to that level, because it's not Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen coming to town scoring 91 points and you beat them. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's impressive. It's impressive.
The Bucks didn't have Robin Lopez, but Brooke Lopez, right?
Right. Yeah.
Were they missing anybody else though? Because
not really, no. But they had the main guys that they need. Well, yeah, they're missing their small forward from last year. He hasn't been back yet from the injury. He's a good defender.
He hasn't been there all years.
He was missing in the finals.
Yeah,
he was out in the finals.
No, because when I saw when he came on the floor, I'm like, oh, this is going to be rough.
Yeah.
And then the first quarter, they stuck with them. And
they hung in there.
And I was like, okay, all right. And I was just waiting for that time for the Bucks to make that run.
And Miami to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Right.
That's and it just didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I'm with you. I think we were all going, okay, how long can they keep up this, effort and upstart and, and surprise, and then will they take over finally because they are the better team and all that kind of stuff. And no, it didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. And that was a lot of fun last night. That was just it's one of those feelings that you get when you watch the Heat, that it's just one of those prideful moments again. I mean, when we watch the Marlins, we get depressing moments all the time, right? Because they don't ever really, convince people. And the Dolphins over the years have been kind of like that too. And, Inter Miami, you were hoping they'd take that next step, and it's deflating and things like that, right? And the Panthers now are getting out of that mix that they used to do stuff like that, But the Heat, man, it's always. It's all the time. You always have to stay glued to the Heat and watch what's going on, because you never know what's going to happen. And you just don't know how things are going to develop because they are a great organization. And last night, those kids were fantastic, and PJ Tucker was just a man and a half in that game. Hey, Casey freaking Okpala actually did something. When he hit that three, I was, okay, they're in trouble. I said, yeah, no, I don't think this is the Bucks night. Because when Casey Okpala's also hitting threes, dude, it's over. I mean, he had, 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 block shots yesterday. Casey actually did all right yesterday,
It's almost like Spo knows he's the break in case of emergency guy, right?
Yeah.
We can get one good game out of him, then we put him back for a while, break him out every week.
He's like the human cigar, Like when he hit the three, I was like, okay, Red Auerbach, light up the cigar. We won the game. Because, everything's going our way now. That's it. That's kind of what I felt last night. When Casey hit that three, I go, oh, this is our night tonight, dude. That's it. We got the human cigar was just lit right now. Casey Okpala. That was fun, man. That was a lot of fun last night, man. That was really, really good. Randy says, Marlins ownership messed up baseball for us down here. Younger generation of kids prefer playing and watching soccer now. Randy, that's going around the country, my brother. Baseball's dying, period. That has nothing to do with the Marlins. The Marlins have done their you're right, they've done their share of crapping on baseball and making it not matter at all down here. But baseball overall is going down a shitter anyways. I mean, don't kid yourself, dude, okay? Baseball is a niche sport to young people, all right? It's only a major sport for old people over 45 years old. Baseball is a major sport to them still. Young people, baseball's not a major sport anymore. Those days are over. They're done. I don't even know if they'll ever get back to being a major sport again for young people. In 20 years, they're a completely niche sport because everybody has died that has been their core fan base. I'm 55. I don't know if I'll make it past 75. I mean, I pray if I can. I'll be grateful if I can make it another 5 years. But I'm just saying, it just they're not going to survive. So Randy, let's not make it sound like the Marlins are the only reason baseball is not thriving. Overall, the sport is dog crap already as it is. So young people don't care about baseball. They'd rather watch soccer. They'd rather play soccer. They'd rather play video soccer games. You know what I mean? They're not playing video baseball games. That's for damn sure. I can't imagine what the sales and the business of video baseball is compared to football, basketball, and soccer. It must be so dwarfed. It's a joke.
I was going to ask, what do you think down here? More people own a baseball video game than go to the Marlins games, right?
Wow, I don't even know if they do, dude. I don't think baseball video games are that popular anymore. Not with young people, that's for sure.
I think it's funner on the game than it is going to really.
Probably. Yeah, probably. But man, it's just they've done a great job of ruining it down here.
Yeah, and by the way, I love baseball. I played baseball my whole life growing up, and
we're the demographic.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm just saying I don't want everybody to think I'm trying to take shots at baseball. Baseball was my sport growing up.
I love baseball. I watch baseball still, man. I still care about baseball, but I understand that for my business, I don't need baseball. You know what I mean? I can talk it casually if I have to, but it's not a must anymore. People don't care about baseball. And that's in general. You got a couple towns in New York and Boston, LA that, obviously they still have teams that spend a lot of money, so there's still interest, and they've had the tradition. But overall, as a nation, baseball is so in the crapper, it's not even funny, dude. So it's not just the Marlins. The whole sport's gone to crap.
Think about this. Football and basketball try to win their offseason.
Yes.
You always see the news and everything else.
Yes.
Baseball's in a lockout right now, and I haven't really heard a whole lot about baseball since they set the lockout right now.
Right, yeah. Nothing.
It's like everybody just went on vacation.
Right, they don't know how to promote their sport. Their players aren't on social media. They're so terrible at marketing. It's just a joke. When we were, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, chicks dig the long ball and all that other stuff. they were doing things that at least made them a little more mainstream. Now they do nothing to make themselves mainstream. You watch football, basketball, and soccer, and their players, their clubs, their sponsors are so active at promoting everything that they're doing. MMA, incredibly active at promoting everything. They're on social media. They're talking crap to each other. They're all of that stuff. MMA is already for young people. MMA is way ahead of baseball for young people. Anybody under 35, they'll watch MMA over baseball 99% of the time.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close.
I always remember back that Dusty Rhodes was a wrestler, and I go back to wrestling with a lot of this stuff because to me, that's kind of like the marketing you need. He always says you have to talk to people into the building, and baseball does not do that.
No, they don't.
And even the product they put on TV doesn't. I don't go there and go, you know what? I need to go to a game because I'm going to miss something.
Yeah, they don't relate.
Hockey's done a great job to me.
Yeah,
they're growing. When they first were, when I watched Panthers game, I was like, okay, it's good. But now it's like, oh, the atmosphere is there. You want to be there now. Yeah, they show the atmosphere. Every time there's a goal, everything else, you see the crowd, you see everything going crazy, makes you want to be there.
And Panthers are trying, Plus they spend, dude. Please, give me a break. They spent. That's the difference. So, Anthony Campos says, Big O, I'm watching from start to finish Marino's fake spike game, Monday Night Football upset, Pats versus Dolphins 2004, and Week 16, 98 versus Bronco, born in 91, trying to see vintage football never seen. Interesting. The good thing about, the great thing about YouTube and all that kind of stuff now for young people, they can go back and watch that, but not only can they watch it, because of smart TVs, you can now put it on your 50, 60, 70-inch television, and you're not watching it on a small computer screen or your phone or something. Now you can see more of the details, and then it gets even better. It gets even better because those of us that love, because I'm a YouTuber like a maniac, okay? I'm on YouTube all the time, finding concerts and games and interviews and all kinds of things. The other night, my wife and I were watching 60s and 70s commercials just for the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. But now here's the beauty. And it's like the other day I was watching a film that was New York City, 1928. I was watching another one about Los Angeles, 1950. And it's like, and through the streets and cars and people and all that, right? And you would think, right, the video's terrible. But this is my point. Now people are grabbing all those videos and they're 4K'ing them bitches. And they're cleaning them bitches up, dude. I mean, I saw a video of the Titanic, which is in the early 1900s, and they cleaned it up, and it was like, holy crap, man. Like, you can, damn, they did a great job of cleaning that video up, So you can see now some of those classic games of the Dolphins or whatever your favorite team is or whatever your favorite sport is. There's a good chance that some of those big games, somebody got it, cleaned it up, 4K'd the bitch, and it just looks so much more beautiful, you know what I mean, to watch. It's not as fuzzy as what we used to see when we were watching it live. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually cool. So for some of you out there, you might run into a concert of a favorite band of yours, and they 4K'd it, man, and they redid it, and they digitalized it and all that stuff and cleaned it up. And it is a really cool thing that you're running into in YouTube now, that people are cleaning up these videos and because we have the technology now to kind of, really clean up those images and show you what you were supposed to see at that moment. You know what I mean? It's really, really cool. So check it out for sure. If you're a younger fan and you want to see Marino in his glory, that'll be a lot of fun for you to be able to do something like that. Let's see. Richard says, are you going to the Eagles concert, Big O? Who are the remaining members of the band? Yeah, I'm going to go. Well, Joe Walsh is still there, obviously. Don Henley is still there. Who else? Let's see. Henley, Walsh of the Originals. Walsh is really not an original, by the way, but you know, but yeah, Walsh, him, because I'm trying to think of. Obviously, Meisner's gone a long time ago. Fingers Felder is not there anymore with them. Glenn Fry has passed away. I think it's just them two now. Glenn Fry's kid is with them. I'm not sure if the country singer is still touring with them, and he does an excellent job. He plays the Glenn Fry role, but so does the son. So probably the son will be filling in. I know that they've got this. Timothy B. Schmidt is still with them. And again, Timothy B. Schmidt is not the original either. You know, Joe Walsh and Timothy B. Schmidt have been with the Eagles for a long, long time, but they're technically not the originals. You know what I'm saying? So, Timothy B. Schmidt replaced Randy Meisner. So, it's like they got both guys. It was interesting with the Eagles because Toto became like a feeding system for the Eagles because they took Timothy B. Schmidt, and then they took and then they also took they took Randy Meisner first, and then they took Timothy B. Schmidt from them. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting how Poco and Poco and the Eagles have that. I think I said Toto. Poco and the Eagles have that tie, for a long time, taking two guys that both had major. In fact, I can't tell you why is actually my favorite Eagles song, which is the one song, not one. Timothy has a couple songs with the Eagles, but obviously that's my favorite song of theirs, and that's a long time hit of theirs. So there you go. Big O, love seeing vintage football. Same here. Love YouTube. I see movie location sets. Yeah, man. It's just there's a lot of things to find on YouTube. It's fun. I can just go down that rabbit hole with YouTube and spend all night just watching all kinds of things that whether I had seen it before, I'd never seen it, or haven't seen it in a while, or whatever. And it's really cool what you get to run into a lot with YouTube. So yes, and by the way, I will be going to the Eagles concert. Yes, I will go to it. This version of the Eagles is really, really good. I enjoy it. Look, man, I've seen the Eagles for many, many years now, many decades in the past. So I've seen the original versions and a couple of the altered versions here over the last few years, and I have no problem. They do a great job of keeping the music alive. You still get to see Don Henley. Timothy B. Schmidt will still sing a couple of great songs because he has is it Love Will Find a Way or something? I think it's called that. It's from the latter albums. I forgot the name of. Is it maybe When Hell Freezes Over? That's a great song also that Timothy does. And usually I think a lot of times he'll do both those songs. So definitely I can't tell you why he's going to do. Take the whole thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but Glenn Fry was like pissed with Randy Meisner, because Randy Meisner's hit was Take It to the Limit, right? Do you know the story? So Randy Meisner is the bassist, right? The original bassist for the Eagles. And so the song Take It to the Limit, you guys know that. And there's this high part of it where he sings falsetto in it, right? And this is like a monster hit. Take It to the Limit is one of those songs that people want to hear all the effing time when you go to an Eagles concert, right? So he tells the guys, hey, I don't want to sing the song that much anymore. I don't want to do this, and that. And it's like, so Fry lost it with him. Like, mother effer, you wanted a hit. You got a hit. Now you don't want to sing the hit that everybody wants to hear. You got to sing that song. Just like I got to sing Tequila Sunrise. Like he was saying, like, if if Don doesn't sing Witchy Woman, people are going to lose their minds. You know, if he doesn't sing Hotel California, they're going to lose their minds. You know, that's just kind of the way it is. You know, and so Meisner was being a little bit of a bitch with that, and that ended up getting him kicked off the Eagles because dude didn't want to do the one song. You would figure you don't sing any of the leads. It's all Henley and Fry that take all of the the shine. They gave you a song that ends up becoming one of the biggest hits ever in Eagles history. So now you get center stage and you don't want to because whatever. Boom, they got rid of him. Timothy B. Schmidt was dying to sing a hit also. I can't tell you why. They write that song. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I thought you were saying you couldn't tell me why. Like I can't.
No. I'm telling you
so
why.
Tell us how much I know about music.
I'm telling you why. And Timothy was in another level and a high of all highs. Like, man, I got my hit. These guys are giving me my hit. Awesome. And so when you go to an Eagles concert, Timothy B. Schmidt, unless he can't hold that note anymore, he's always going to sing, I Can't Tell You Why. You know? It's because he's honored to be able to do that. You know? And he's that. So, and Glenn Fry was kind of a fiery guy too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's kind of the story of how you ended up going from Meisner to Timothy B. Schmidt with the Eagles. And it was all because Meisner was a little bitch and was whining and bitching about, I'm a little tired. I want to sing my one hit. It's like, that doesn't fly. Song is stuck in my head now, says Karen. It's a great song. It's a great song. Big O, what's the craziest thing you've seen on YouTube? I've seen all kinds of things. I just watched yesterday a lady lift her skirt and show her underwear accidentally while she was on screen. All these things they didn't know the camera was on. Craziest thing I've seen. Some lady interviewing a dirt bike guy, and the dirt bike guy takes off and the mud just kicks right into her face because she doesn't move from behind the motorcycle. It's kind of funny. Man, it's just so many. I mean, Bill's idiots on YouTube. I can see those Bill's idiots like throwing themselves on tables with food and all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's kind of stupid too. I mean, there's so many things. It's hard to just nail it down to one Premier Reviewer because when I'm driving home after I'm done with the show, I'm going to remember two other things. I'm going to go, damn, I forgot to tell them about this, and this, that kind of stuff. So there's so many weird things and odd things on YouTube that it's all there, man. It's crazy. Again, it's a rabbit hole that I can go down and stay there forever. The Finn's Tailgate says, hey, made it a little late. Love it on the off day and an old school music talk and crypto talk. The knowledge you have up there is amazing. I love shows like today. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Maybe it's useless knowledge, Richard McLean says, Victim of Love is my favorite song. Do you think they'll play it? Well, let me give you a little secret. Some of you may know this secret. Some of you may not know this secret. Okay? Setlist.fm. Okay? I'm going to put it right there on the chat board for you guys. Setlist.fm. And it's separated. It's all one word, by the way. Setlist.fm. Put it up. It's a regular web page. And on the search engine, you can put any band and the band that's touring, and people will put in the set lists that they're seeing in the concerts. It's awesome. So you'll know ahead of time what set list they're going to play. Now, remember, you got to know your bands. If you're going to go see Pearl Jam, you're SOL, bro. They don't play the same concert every night. If you go see Dave Matthews Band, you're not going to see the same concert every night. If you go see the Fish, you're not going to see the same concert every night. If you go see The Cure, you're not going to see the same concert every night. If you go see Metallica, you're not going to see the same concert every night. Now, you go see the Eagles, you go see Iron Maiden, you go see Judas Priest, you go see what's it called? I'm thinking of this kid's name that I love, that he's so talented. Bruno Mars. You go see Maroon 5, they're all going to play the same set list every night. You go see Young the Giant, they'll play the same set list every night. Most bands will play the same set list every night. Those of you that know your bands really well, I'm not saying that I do, but I've been to a lot of concerts. So I know some of these bands that they do screw with the set list from night to night. And there's only a few of those. I pretty much named all of them. I think in music. I may forget one or two or something. There aren't many of those kind of bands. What Pearl Jam and The Cure does and Metallica does, and they switch it up, more often than not. Most of the bands will have everything choreographed, the lighting, the imaging and everything, the dance, everything, all that kind of stuff. So they're going to do the same concert every night. So when you go to setlist.fm and you want to go see what REO Speedwagon is going to play, well, you can go see what they did the last 5 nights, and you'll see it's the same set list, and you'll get a feel for it. So that way, when you're going to go see a concert and you can find out, 1 year I didn't go see, it was Depeche. I've seen Depeche so many times, right? And a buddy of mine ended up going the last time around, but he had never seen Depeche. I've seen Depeche like 15 times. So I looked at their set list. They were only playing 8 of the old songs. Everything else was new. Guess what I did? I didn't go because I knew what the set list was. See what I'm saying? So, and I looked a couple nights before to make sure to confirm, okay, this is the set list they're doing every night. So if you're going to go see the Rolling Stones, you'll see the same set list pretty much every night. The Stones may switch up one song or two, maybe, but not much more than that. You know what I'm saying? Mostly that. So setlist.fm is the best to keep up with concerts. So that way you kind of get a feel for what the concert's going to be before you even go. You know what I'm saying? I know some of you right now are driving, sitting in your offices or at home right now, and I know what a small portion of them are saying. Oh, I don't want to go to that, bro, because then it ruins the concert for me. Now I know what songs are coming. It's like, because I've gotten that from friends. No, but dude, I don't want to do that because then I know what songs. I go, who cares, dude? Who cares if you knew the song anyway? Well, you need to be surprised on what the next song is? Who gives a shit? You want to hear the song and jam and enjoy it. Forget about you. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. I love setlist.fm for Billy Joel concerts. Why? It doesn't work. No, I'm joking. Listen, it doesn't work because he does switch them up. No, but I love Billy Joel concerts because of one thing. When he plays We Didn't Start the Fire, that's when I go get my shirt because I hate that song. So, then find out in the set list where We Didn't Start the Fire is going to play. Okay, that's when I'm going to go. I don't need to go make the line for my Billy Joel shirt at the beginning of the concert. Why? I'll wait till midway through the concert, 3/4 of the way. He'll play that sorry-ass song that I hate because I love Billy Joel. Seriously. But there's one song I can't stand from Billy Joel. We Didn't Start the Fire. It's kind of like Jefferson Starship. I love Jefferson Starship and Jefferson Airplane. But on the Starship side, We Built This City. It lost me. I'm done. Like, I don't want to know anything about it. So there you go. So when you're at a Billy Joel concert in Fort Lauderdale or Miami, and you hear We Didn't Start the Fire, all you got to think to yourself, at this moment, Orlando is running to the concert shirt area to go get a shirt at this point in time and take a leak, by the way. Big Bob, crypto tanking again. There's Big Bob, there's no tanking. It's called a correction, my brother. I get it. You don't know anything about crypto, so you
don't get the #1 draft pick after tanking?
Huh?
You guys don't get the #1 pick after tanking?
No. You know, that's right. We don't, not in crypto. We don't get the number one pick after tanking. Yeah, it's Bitcoin is at 48.5 at this point, which is nothing. It's not a big deal. What it is a great time to continue. That's what I've been telling people for months now. While Vechain has kind of found this funk, you know, like I told you with Polygon, that it was at $1.40, $1.50. Now it went to 250 something yesterday. Now it's in 223, but still you're making a bunch of money off of Polygon. And eventually Vechain is going to explode and you'll never get those prices again. And when it does, these consolidation periods, Polkadot is at a great price. The parachains are going to explode. Cardano, people are sleeping on Cardano. People are selling their Cardano. They're not very smart. You know, all of these things, you know. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of it. Big O, Eyes Without a Face is my favorite Billy Joel song. That's a Billy Idol song. Okay. Eyes Without a Face, Billy Idol. Eyes Without a Face. Yeah, Billy Idol, Billy Joel.
Billie Eilish.
It's all the same. One's a bunch of alcohol, the other one's a bunch of cocaine. It's all the same. From alcohol and cocaine, they're all the same.
There it is. Party
okay,
time.
That's it. So yeah, it's Billy Idol. My favorite Billy Idol is Blue Highway. That's what I love. Giovanni says Setlist is awesome. It is. It's a great little. And you know what's cool about Setlist? If you don't even know the song, right next to it there'll be a little play button. You can actually hit it, and the video will pop up of that song. So if you happen to not know what song that is, like you may know most of the Setlist, but there's a couple songs you don't know, they'll have the link to it that you can even see the video to it. It's really cool. The Setlist.fm is. It's that, and they didn't have that feature a few years back. They added that feature a few years ago.
So you just have your own little concert right there.
Yes, but it's the video.
Oh, okay.
It's not the live video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't think they want to, break any
Why go to the
copyright laws. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They'd be busting up some copyright laws if they do that. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're not on YouTube, right? So it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, right. Howdy-o, Billy is Starship jumped the shark when they did those songs. The feeling is mutual. Yeah, we didn't start the fire. It was just a cheesy ass song. Giovanni's with the White Wedding is, he says, it's my favorite Billy Joel song, LOL. So Devin, now they're running on your joke now. Do you have a favorite Billy Joel song that you can listen to over and over again? There's so many, dude. I mean, I can listen to The Stranger. I can listen to Piano Man. I can listen to Vienna. She's Always a Woman. I mean, there's so many when it comes to Billy Joel. What's it called? Set Images of a Street Cafe or whatever, something like that is called. By the way, Miami, 2017, right? I think it is. That's a pretty cool song. What is it? Something Images, Villages, or whatever. Something of a Spanish restaurant or whatever. What's it called? What's the name of that song? I love that song. I'm brain farting now. It's all mixed up. I'm trying to remember the name of that song. Somebody will come up with it, but there's it's hard to really come up with like Allentown is freaking awesome. I love Allentown. Maybe not my favorite, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? Say Goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye, my baby. I love that song. Damn it, what's the name of that? Alexander says, don't sell any coins, buy a lot more, hold on to it, retirement. You're a smart man. Jason Dow says, saw Metallica twice live, but missed out on two of the greatest cover songs they do, Whiskey in the Jar and Turn the Page. Yes, and they do an excellent job with both of those. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. That's the name of it. Oh, there you go. Nyborg got it in right there at the same time that I was remembering it. Thank you, Nyborg. Thank you. But it just came to my head right there. Boom.
And I'm on board with Crypto Dolphin,
What do you put?
Piano Man, and Uptown Girl.
Uptown Girl's all right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's more commercial. I mean, but
yeah, it's very
was,
commercial.
You know,
It's all right. It's I don't dislike that song. Like
I don't know. It seems like you do.
Like no, we didn't. Well, it's not my favorite.
It's not the shirt getting song.
Right. It's not right. It's not my. It's not Big Shot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, but I like that. It's not like we didn't start the fire. I literally hate it. Like I can't stand it. Like I can't listen to it. You know. Miss you on the radio. Hector, why would you miss me on the radio, my brother? I'm here every day for 3 hours, sometimes more. We have a way better show than we ever did on radio. I get to say what I want. I don't have to. Well, I did that anyway. But now I don't get the bullshit anymore from, these wimpy corporate idiots. So I'm not sure why people always say they miss me on radio. I appreciate that you say you miss me on radio, but you should say more like, damn, I'm appreciative that you're here instead. You know what I'm saying? Because we give you a much better show. We give you way more content. I've been talking for 43 straight minutes. I can't do that on radio. They can't do that on radio. You know what I'm saying? So you trust me, you don't miss me on radio. You don't get this on radio. That's the thing. You got to remember that. Well, if you had me on radio, I would still be limited to a certain extent, some way or another. Not on my opinion, but on content and all kind. You know that they would tell me cut down on the music talk, cut down on this or that. They would never let me talk crypto. Never let me talk crypto. They would be busting my chops like, yo, this is a sports station. We don't need you to talk crypto. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Think about this. The last 20 minutes have been music talk. You wouldn't be able to do that. And then yesterday to end the show, almost the last half hour was crypto talk.
Right, exactly, which I would never be able to do
that.
Never be able to do that. So really, in the end, you don't miss me on radio. You don't want me on radio. You don't need me on radio. You need me here on the podcast, live every day or podcasted so you can hear it whenever you want. Trust me, you want me there. Oh, Innocent Man. That's a great one, Crypto. I like that one. Innocent Man is so good. So good. Oh, are you a Bob Seger fan? Bro, Turn the Page is my song. I am a monster Bob Seger fan. From Hollywood Nights to you name it, dude. I love, what is it? Beautiful Loser. I love Bob Seger, bro. Bob Seger is a slice of Americana, my man. Bob Seger is like apple pie and hot dogs and the American flag. And it's, if you don't like Bob Seger, I don't know if I can call you a good American. Let's put it that way. Okay? There's just some guys for me that are automatic, and Bob Seger is one of those. So yes, sir, I have everything that Seger ever made. I worship the ground Seger walks on, okay? I am a monster Bob Seger fan. So yes, Seger is one of those guys that to me is just awesome. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, God, that's just... I'm not even going to read that one. Listening to Billy Idol in the 80s singing with the twisted lip was hilarious to me. Yeah, but he's so good, man. He's so good. So good. I love it. Vechain is killing me. Vechain, you know what you got to do, Big Bob? Buy more Vechain. You have the worst attitude. You really should not be in crypto, Big Bob. I don't know if you really are in crypto, but if you are in crypto, you really shouldn't be in crypto. This is your time right now with Vechain. This is what I did with Ethereum a year ago when it was at 1,700 and 1,650 and 1,800 and all that. And every week I'd take some money out of my check and buy and buy and buy. And my wife like, it's not moving. Why are you buying? I go, because that's when you buy. That's when you buy. Where's it at now, Big Bob? You know, when Cardano was hanging around 90 cents and $1, scooped it up. Polygon, when it was at 68 and 75 cents and $1, I'm scooping it up. You know, that's that's what you got to do. BitTorrent hasn't moved at all, Big Bob. It went down a lot. Guess what I did? I bought more. And I bought more Vechain. It's not killing me. I'm loving it. I'm McDonald's right now, dude. I'm loving it. I'm all over it. Okay? All over it. You have the terrible, you should not be in crypto. I told you guys, if you don't have patience and you don't have balls, you cannot be in crypto. You will lose your ass. Okay? And none of these plays, especially Vechain or BitTorrent, aren't necessarily short plays. They're long plays. Star Atlas was up at 20 cents. It's gone down to 12 and 13 cents the last couple of days. Guess what I've done? Buy more. Why? Star Atlas isn't even going to come out for another year and a half, the game. All they've got are demos out right now. So I have to sit on it and wait. If you don't have patience, do not get into crypto. I'm telling you. If you're going to sit there and watch it every day and obsess over it every day, you're going to drive yourself crazy. I'm telling you. That's all. You blocking the naked thing? Okay. All right, you blocked it already. Okay, good. Oh, I highly doubt we would ever hear deep discussions about the wrestling exploits of Sean, a.k.a. Hologram Marino, on the radio. That's actually not true because he's talked about him before. I've been with him now on 2 different stops. So Sean and I, fortunately and unfortunately, fortunately, we've been together. Unfortunately, we've been tied to some real disasters up until now. But I've heard the wrestling exploits. By the way, he had a wrestling show on our last stop. And by the way, we will be adding wrestling because I already talked to him about, adding a little wrestling and adding his expertise to the show, because obviously I don't know anything about wrestling. So I would need his expertise to that, because I know we have people that love wrestling. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean it shouldn't air. Doesn't mean it doesn't deserve any coverage. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way you view things.
Yeah, and I think that's what Dougie Fresh is referring to as far as on radio. You're not going to hear the talk that we go back and forth with as much. You've given me the platform.
Yes.
At the 2 stops we've had, you have given me the platform to have the own show and talk for almost 2 hours about wrestling. So, and then I look forward to bringing some of that here.
Yes,
but
it's coming.
We will not see that on the actual on the dial.
Yeah,
radio.
Eventually, I want this show. If there are events that we can cover wrestling wise, let's go. Let's do it. Why not? We're all sports, dude. I like all sports. Now, I'm not a wrestling expert, but then we can still do it because I have the wrestling expert here, and he can carry the show easily. I've heard him do it. His entire body lights up when he talks wrestling. All I know is if Sean is as exciting about wrestling that he is sex, then his wife is super happy. That's all I know, okay? I'm just saying. I don't know what goes on in those 4 walls, but if he's showing up in the bedroom in a leotard, things are good. Things are good. I'm telling you. Victor Huertas, thank you, sir. Appreciate the love. Says, Big O, my dog passed away yesterday. Ooh. Just want to say thank you for having such a great show. We used to watch the pre- and post-game show together. Love you, my man. We definitely enjoyed it. Victor, thank you for the super chat, man. That is very nice of you, and I'm so sorry your dog passed away, man. I know that is just, crushing. I was just talking to my wife last night, while we're sitting there with all our dogs, and it's like, these little things just bring so much joy to your life and laughter and fun. And, it's like, and we got, 5 dogs hanging around us, and it's awesome. And I know as a dog lover, I feel you, my brother, because For us, they're like kids. That's the way we treat our dogs. Our dogs are our kids. That's the only way we can look at it. Michael Lehman says, buy ADA every dip. Yep, buy it and stake it. By the way, Bob, I don't know if you're staking your Vechain, but if you're staking your Vechain, while it's consolidating, you're multiplying like rabbits. And the beauty, Bob, that when you're getting back Vechain in return, you're getting it at that low price. So for months, I've been staking, thousands of Vechain coins, and I'm getting back Vechain, getting back Vechain, getting back Vechain. So over the last year, I've collected hundreds of coins already in interest. Maybe over 1,000 already. Sitting there. Okay, it hasn't gone up in value, but I've grown my bag. So when it does explode, it's going to explode even more for me. I tell you guys all the time about staking. So you should be staking. Big Shot was my favorite Billy Joel song. Oh, I know you're a rock and roll concert aficionado, but have you ever seen EWF in concert? You're talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire? Yes, sir. One of the best shows ever back in the day when Maurice White was alive. Yes. Maurice White and Earth, Wind, and Fire, amazing, dude. Amazing. Awesome. So yes, I did. Long time ago saw that with Maurice White. Was it like 80s? 80 something? 80. Yeah, it was 80 something. I forgot what it was. Maybe 86, 87, something like that. But yeah, I've seen Earth, Wind, and Fire a couple times. And I've watched them lately, and they're all right, but it's without Maurice White, you're not Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I love Philip Bailey and some of the guys that are still there, but you're not. We need a horse racing segment. You're at Hialeah Park, one of the best racetracks in the world. Yes, sir, but they're not racing here. So yes, but we can do stuff like that for big races, and maybe, and you know what, Alex, we should at least for the big races have a little bit of coverage and bring an expert on and give you guys something. You are correct, Alex. We should expand in that area one way or another so we can kind of take care of everybody. You are correct, sir. I can't do it because I'm not an expert when it comes to horse racing. Big O, here's another classic song. Kim Carnes singing Betty Davis Eyes. There you go, Devin. Devin, you are reminiscent today, my brother. Reminiscent. I appreciate it. Listen to Big Shot cover of the Foo Fighters for a good time. You know what? I've never heard it. I'll check it out. They actually did a good job with what was it that the Bee Gees stuff that they did. That was actually they actually did a pretty good job with the Bee Gees. I love the Foo Fighters, man. They are so good. Big O, how about The Longest Time? For the longest time. Whoa. No doubt, man. I love everything. I mean, I pretty much love everything Billy Joel except we didn't start the fire. For the turnaround of the season, which 5 players you give A's for the Dolphins? Holland fact. Holland, Tua, Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Agba, and Waddle. God, oh my God. And Gesicki, too. I got to put Gesicki in there. Probably give those guys all A's. Definitely. Okay. I could give X an A if he hadn't given up so many plays. Because, a lot of people are kind of, I know he's made some other plays which are really good, but he's been up and down. So he's like a B for me. And kind of a little bit of a bitch, too, at the same time. Might as well. So actually, the letter of the grade goes with kind of the whiner, too, that he is. So I'm with you there. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. All All right. What else do we have here? Yeah. By the way, no, I would probably go with those guys as A's. I mean, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed on the way Waddle, Gesicki, and Tua have shined in a very difficult situation. That to me has been the most impressive part when you talk about grades and all of that, because I don't think they have any support by their coaches. I think their coaches have kind of ruined the offensive line, and I think Tua, is. I, it's funny that we had so many people against Tua, and Tua's not only proven people wrong, I believe, but I think those people that are wrong, they're incredibly wrong because Tua's better than what they even imagined. Okay? That's all. I get it, dude. He's not 6'5", and he doesn't throw at 100 miles an hour, and he doesn't run like Lamar Jackson and all that crap. But to play behind that line with no running game and to do the things he's doing, I'm sorry, but I think Tua is a freaking stud. You know what I mean? I'd give him 2 A's. Put it that way when it's all said and done. So that's how I would grade all of that, sir. Give some of those guys A's, but hey, let me tell you, got to give maybe Raekwon Davis an A since he came back. He's really helped out in a big time way. There's a few players that we can give some love to, and give them. I love what I've seen from Brandon Jones, man. Talk about another kid that, man, I have fallen in love with since last year. I like a lot what I see from him. Let's see. What do we have here? Big O, do you like VThor token? I keep getting some just holding vet. The VThor token is the utility token of Vechain. And so there's that one I don't believe on the long-term potential of it that you're going to make as much as I think Vechain. I'd rather use my money completely on Vechain instead, because the VThor is going to go like this because it's a utility coin. So I don't know if it's going to skyrocket to a point where your utility coins normally don't. But if projects are in their infancy stages, the utility coin you can make money on. But once the project is established, I'm not sure the utility coin is the way to go. So I'd rather go with Vechain. Okay, so I'd rather continue to do it. Big O, best app to stake on. For me, crypto.com and OKCoin do, I mean, amazing stuff. I love them. I love them both. I think they're exceptional. Remember, not everybody has all the coins. So if you get those two, you have a lot of the coins that you're looking for there. And then the staking percentages are awesome. And on crypto.com, remember, as you move up in cards, you will get better rates, better interest rates. So, that's the other thing that you can do. And then at OKCoin, they've got some amazing, like right now, I'll give you an example with OKCoin right now, that they do a really good job with their staking. Miami Coin's at 175%. Synthetics is at 104. Polygon's at 15. Algorand is almost at 13. Tezos is almost at 12. Stacks is at 10. Avalanche is at 8. See stuff like that. Polkadot has been at 15 and 17. Right now it's at 6, but it'll fluctuate. It'll go back up again. Cardano, you can get it at 5%. So you can stake all of this and earn percentage and earn back. And they pay you back in Vechain. They pay you back in Cardano. They pay you back in Bitcoin. That's how they do it on crypto and OKCoin. So you get to double it up even more. So there you go. What else do we have here on the program to talk about? Oh, you know what? Top of the hour. Let me take a quick break. Before the break, Alex Diaz, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. He says, hey, just wanted to show some love every chance I get. Been out of work for a while, just getting back on my feet. I know we're talking music, but any chance Armstead or Brown option in free agency? Has X turned the corner? Look, anything is anything is possible in free agency, man. You know, who knows what they can add in free agency. X turning the corner. I think we're kind of like it's kind of prisoner of the moment stuff. You got to look at all the plays and throughout the game. He's had an up and down season. You know what I mean? But he's made some big plays. To me, man, I still would unload him in the offseason because the knees are still a problem. He's still going to be bitching about money. You know what I mean? He's made business decisions at times throughout the year. I don't know. I just don't get caught up that much in the moment with him. The guy that the people in the front office, they can go find defensive backs, man. They can go find other ones. All right. So I'm not worried about it, to be completely honest. So I don't know about turning the corner. Like I've said with X many times, there's always something going on with X. So, you know, am I a fan of fellow T-bred John Cicada? Yeah, man, of course. I like John Cicada. Why not? I got no problem with John Cicada. All right, let's take a quick break. Hour number 2 from Hialeah Park, baby, is next.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. That's BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make the difference. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, it's a beautiful thing. Thank you all, as always, for joining us here on the program. Sean Stanley by my side. We are out here at Hialeah Park, and you see Sports Grill above me. No Sports Grill this week, okay? We are out this week. We are resting and relaxing just like the team is. Next week, we will be back rocking and rolling at Sports Grill. Looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. This Dolphins season has been really frustrating, obviously, with the 1-7 start and all the things. But It's been a lot of fun to watch them at least climb out of this. Listen, I'm not building myself up for the playoffs. I've told you guys this already. I'll wait till we're in week 16 or 17, or I'm sorry, 17 or 18, right? Is that how it goes now? So well, I'll wait for week 17 and 18 to see if we actually have a realistic shot at it, and then maybe I can get excited about it. But at least I will say this. I'm excited about what I'm watching. I'm excited about Tua, that it's shut the hell up out of a lot of people out there that wanted to run their mouths and run this kid out of town. And as I told you before, he's proving to be better than even those people even ever thought he could be. Because working in this mess, so proud of watching the way Jalen Waddle plays. Like I told OJ McDuffie earlier in the week, he plays like OJ plays like when he was a 5-year veteran. You know, they're counting on him like he was OJ McDuffie. And OJ obviously was honest enough to remind us that Waddle has another gear, and we know that. But I'm just talking about the toughness, the consistency, the playmaking. I just love what I'm watching from this kid. Jalen Phillips, frustrating early on because they didn't play him the right way. Now they have unleashed the Kraken, and the Kraken now is shattering rookie records. It's so good to have Raekwon Davis back. And over the last, month since he's been back, maybe a little bit more, it might be 5 weeks. The guy's been phenomenal. The team has gotten better throughout it all. I know Brandon Jones, we were missing him last week, but I love what I'm seeing from that young safety. There's just so many things to get pumped up about. Love Gesicki. It's just that, to me, that's the part that's kind of, okay, the foundation of this football team, the guys that you've drafted over the last couple of years, the Christian Wilkins of the world and all these kind of cats, they are forming a nice foundation for you. Even Myles Gaskin. And listen, I'm not telling you that Myles Gaskin for the future is your number one back, but I want him on the team. I think he's a fantastic number 2 back. That once you do draft a stud, then Gaskin can complement that stud, and I think you can have a 1-2 punch. Gaskin 3 years ago as a 7th rounder is a steal. Van Ginkel's playing now more like what we've watched the first 2 years with him. There's just a lot of things to feel good about. And I know that if somehow or another, whether Flo comes back or not, but if they can somehow, with Flo or without Flo, get a real offensive line coach, I think we'll see some of those offensive linemen actually play well. I think we're watching a bunch of guys right now that their confidence is completely shattered. They have no confidence in their coaching. They have no confidence in their abilities right now. They're just not this group right now doesn't have what it needs to succeed. But there's a lot of great things going on with the players that I see with the Dolphins. And to me, that's half the battle now. Okay? I think what's been answered more than anything else is that the young players are playing. Hopefully we'll find out next year more about Noah and Hunter because they should be able to play more. You know what I mean? And if somehow or another you can improve the coaching, then, now I think this whole team can really turn a corner. So that's the exciting part for me, is that in this building process, things have been frustrating, but there are things that are getting better, and that's the players and the foundation. And I think that sets you up for the future, whatever it is. Flo's going to have to make changes next year again. He needs an entire new offensive staff. Whether he can get it or not, I don't know. Whether they get rid of him and find somebody that can build a real staff, that's fine. Whatever it is, something's going to have to happen, right? But the good thing is that there's a lot of positives to all the changes that are going on and the improvements with the Dolphins, and it's mainly the talent. And that, I think, is where you got to feel pretty good about. All right, you got a shot. You got a shot. Devin Jordan giving us more love on the Super Chat. Thank you, sir. He says, Big O, do you think if the Dolphins make the playoffs, all the national media haters will shut up on Tua not being a franchise QB. Devin, I think they should be doing that already. You know what I mean? But I don't expect it. You know why, Devin? Because I don't think a lot of people, media or fans, really understand the quarterback position. And so they're prisoners of the moment. They're they're um they're magnets to physical, you know, actions that are jaw dropping. So if a guy throws a 70-yard rope and he completes it, he must be a great quarterback. You know what I mean? And that's ridiculous. So that's the problem sometimes, that the definition that people have of a quarterback is a poor definition of a quarterback. They have preferred quarterback traits in their minds, not what it really takes for a quarterback to be a quarterback. And that's the problem. So I don't know if people will give Tua the credit he deserves that quickly. They're going to need to be proven like wrong in a big time way. I wasn't disappointed in the 1-7 start as I was with Dolph fans that whined and cried and gave up. I never did. Fins up. Big O, good morning. Big Doggy at the cubicle being a weasel. You're a corporate time stealing weasel? Is that what you're saying? Okay. As the late great Mad Dog would say. Oh, what do you think of the Cunningham kid just released by the Texans? Would he be a good fit for us? Everybody's asked me about that. Why not try? They can't hurt. It's not like you've got this linebacking core that, oh my God, it's all world and we can't replace anybody. So why not try it? If he falls to you, why not try it? It can't hurt. You know, I'm not exactly sure if he fits what they want to do, but if they think he does, grab him, man. What the hell? Big O, the Pats proved to everyone that you don't need a QB to win. Just throw the ball 3 times. Remember, the Dolphins did that 50 years ago with Bob Greasy. He threw 6 times in a Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl. So, you know, it's not like Belichick broke the ice here and did something that has not been done. Let's have a little perspective. The old man did it way before Belichick ever did. Big O, in South Florida, did you ever go see Nuclear Valdez? Yes. Yes, I have. I saw them at, I want to say Church Street, Churchill's, right? Churchill's. That's where, I'm pretty sure that's where I saw them. That's where we were sharing a little shelter. All right. For those of you that know what he's talking about, that is probably, you know, my favorite song of Nuclear Valdez is Share a Little Shelter. I love that song. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, I don't know if you talked about this, but Justin Herbert's going to have a big test without Allen Williams. Without Allen and Williams. Hey, man, you know what? I don't want to hear anything about Justin Herbert anymore. Big bad Justin Herbert has everything better than Tua, including ability, right? And he's only got one more win than Tua. So, you know, all this Justin Herbert stuff, again, like I just told Devin, people are in love with traits. They don't really know what a quarterback actually is and what it takes to be a great quarterback. And maybe this kid will be a great quarterback, but just because athletically you may look the part doesn't necessarily make you the part. Like I said, I want to see him in chaos. I want to see how he works in chaos. I know how my guy works in chaos, and I'm watching him thrive in chaos with absolutely nothing around him. So we'll see. We'll see. George says, nice foundation for sure, Big O. Love the young talent. That said, they must build on an O-line in order to protect the QB and run the ball on the road in late December and January. Well, first they got to get a coach so they can actually build the O-line, George. Until they get a coach, we don't even know which of the 5 guys they drafted can actually play. Because as I've been saying for months and months and months and months now, and now almost everybody has come to my side, right? You can't be firing the front office anymore. Now, all of you that wanted to fire the front office, you're all dead wrong already. All right? So shut the hell up with that already now. So now that you're all wrong, and I was right about this, that it's not that the linemen are terrible, it's not that the talent is terrible, is that the coaching is terrible. So until you get a real O-line coach and a real offensive coordinator, you're never going to find out which of these linemen are good or bad, and you're going to end up releasing these linemen like Big Bob does with crypto, that he loses money by releasing the crypto at a lower price than he bought it, and then it explodes. Because somebody else bought the crypto that he sold, and it exploded. That's what's going to end up happening. You're all going to say, that guy sucks, that guy sucks, that guy sucks, that guy sucks. And then they're going to release them, and they're going to go somewhere else. And a couple of those guys are going to thrive. And we're going to go, hey, what happened? Oh, you had crappy coaches. So first, let's get coaches so you can actually figure out who can play on the O-line. And then when you figure out who can't play, then you can go replace them. But you got to get a coach first, dude. You got to get a coach first. I was right that Chris Greer and company did a great job. Everybody else that wanted them fired are dead wrong. I was right that it was about coaching. And most of you are now switching over and realizing all the defensive players are developing. Waddle developed. Gesicki developed. Durham Smythe developed. Mac Hollins develops. Tua develops. Gaskin develops. Well, dude, what happened to the O-line? Oh, wow, wait a minute. The only place defensive players that are drafted are developing, offensive players that are drafted are developing. The only 2 that are drafted and not developing are the 2 guys that can't play. Noah can't play in front of the 2 corners, and Hunter can't play in front of 4 tight ends. That's it. So, got to get coaches first, man. You get coaches, and then we can figure out who can play and who can't play on the offensive line. Big O, did you ever see Kill Switch Engage? I like the front man they gave as opposed to the current one. I saw Kill Switch Engage 3 years ago at Rockville, my friend. Yes. I think it was 3 years ago. Rockville. By the way, great lineup by Rockville. Did you guys see that yesterday? Rockville announced their lineup yesterday. Rockville is going to have their show in Daytona, May 19, 20, 21, and 22, a 4-night event at Daytona. And night 1 on Thursday is Kiss, a Five-Finger Death Punch, and Papa Roach will be your headliners. Some of the opening acts that day, In This Moment. I like In This Moment, by the way. Black Label Society, Clutch, Mammoth, Bad Wolves, Fuel, a couple of other bands, but I'm not really that big on the other bands. Then on Friday, listen to this, Korn, Breaking Benjamin, and Megadeth. See some of the opening acts, Parkway Drive, Skillet, Ministry, Seven Dust, Hate Breed, The Black Dahlia Murder, New Year's Day. I don't know about some of the other ones. Then on Saturday, Guns N' Roses, Shinedown, and Rise Against. Some of the other opening acts for them, Bush, Jerry Cantrell, Dirty Honey. Dude, you got to see Dirty Honey. If you haven't seen Dirty Honey, one of the best young bands on the effing planet. If you love rock and you love young bands that have old souls, Dirty Honey. Listen to me. Dirty Honey. I want to go just to see them. Alex is on fire. And I don't know. There's a bunch of other ones, but I don't really know too much about them. Sunday night, Foo Fighters, Smashing Pumpkins, and Jane's Addiction. Opening acts, Hailstorm, The Pretty Reckless, The Struts. I don't really know any of the other ones. A bunch of other ones, but I don't know what they are. But overall, wow, 4 beautiful days. I told Sean I gotta see if we cover this event, man. Hang out there for 4 days in Daytona. The wives can hang out on the beach while we're rocking. Is that all right with you, Sean? What's that?
My wife probably want to rock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's a concerter.
Okay. Oh, well, then we'll get her in. That's it. She'll be rocking for 4 days. All right. Good for her. So, yes, I have seen, long story short, I have seen Killswitch Engage. Let's see. Crypto Dolphin says, don't worry, Big O. I'm just picking up crypto bags when he sells. LOL. Exactly. And that's what the whales are doing too. They love us panicking and selling so they can scoop it up, you know? Let's see. What else do we have here? Jones is so good. Cheaters took the ball out of his hands because December comes in like a lion. Cobra Kai season 4 trailer just dropped. Amazing. I know it starts in January, I think it is. I think right, January or February or something like that. I'm looking forward to the Cobra Kai 4th season. That's going to be a lot of fun. Dieter was a rookie a few years ago, but now looks pretty solid. The best part, Caddyshack, is in year 1, they fired the offensive line coach because he wanted to play him at center. Flo fires the guy that got it right the first time. Flo couldn't find an offensive coach if it bit him on the ass. Okay? What can I tell you? We will have Joe Shad with us at 11:30, by the way. So we'll have a little fun with Joe. Let's do this. Give me 30 seconds here. Let me reset here a second. Let me get a little drink here. 30 seconds right here. Right back with you guys here on the Big O Radio Show.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. Thank you all, as always, for sticking with us here. Appreciate it. Hey, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. It is very, 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 very important, please, that you smash the hell out of the like button here on the program. That will help us out. It'll help us grow. It'll help send it out to other Dolphins and Heat fans and Marlin fans and Panther fans and Canes and Inter Miami fans all over the world so they can join us here and join our growing family every single day, which I thank you all for helping us grow as always, man, in a big time way. Big O, just want to say love you and love the show. Fins up, Paul in Connecticut. Fins saved the season. Thank goodness Tua's playing better. Let's go. Tua's a stud, bro. Tua is a stud, and Tua will prove to everybody that he's your long-term answer at this position. What you got to do is just build around the kid and give him an opportunity to succeed. If you can do that, then I think everything will end up working out overall. Carlos Vasquez says, what's up, Big O? T-Bread 85 in the house. Everyone always talks about Miami finding our next Marino. Their narrative should be, let's find our next Keith Sims and Richmond Webb. Love you, Carlos. That's exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Go get me my Keith Sims. Go get me my Richmond Webb. Go get me Go get me an offensive line coach. Go get me a real offensive coordinator. Go get me a real QB coach that can really help Tua along. All of these things. It's funny because I was getting into a discussion yesterday with some Dolphin fans. And look, I get it, man. Some of you are so emotional, you can't handle the truth, and you get sometimes you get a little bothered by my brutal honesty. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I ask a Dolphin fan, like when they hear me say that I'm not happy with Flo and that they should make a change, and they're like, "Oh, well, why?" And then when I tell them, "Well, wait a minute, can he build an offensive staff?" They have no answer. And there's a reason why you have no answer, because there is no answer. Because you can't build an offensive staff. You know what I mean? And people get all emotional about this. It's not that I'm hating on the team. Nobody wants the team to succeed more than I do. But I got to be honest about it. Just because it's a 5-game winning streak doesn't take away from the fact that the offense is terrible. They're winning in spite of these people. You know what I mean? That's what I love about the foundation of this team. These players are really good. Way better than these coaches. So that's what needs to change. And I know sometimes this is not the show for you. If listen, man, what was that name? What was it? Dolphin Insiders, whatever. What was it? What was that called? Finsiders. Remember that? The Finsiders that they had on. I mean, if you want that, man, then listen to, that doesn't exist anymore. But there's a reason why it doesn't exist anymore. There's a reason. Because if you're just going to broadcast with a bunch of pom-poms and skirts on the entire time, it gets lame because you're not willing to talk about the real issues. You know what I'm saying? And we don't shy away from the real issues here. While those of you out there were talking about, fire Chris Kerr because they can't pick talent, and you were dead ass wrong. No, what you have to say is, hey, you know what? Chris Kerr better get his ass in gear because it's going to cost him his job if he doesn't fix the coaching situation. Because obviously, Flo can't fix it. And that's the reality. It's not being negative. It's just being real. I love it because it's a selective thing that some fans do. It's got to be negative. Well, wait a minute. Was I negative about Chris Greer in the front office? No. Was I negative about Tua? No. Was I negative about Jalen Phillips? No. Was I negative about Gesicki 3 years ago? No. Was I negative about there's a lot of things that I'm super positive about, right? But just because I'm not convinced the head coach can find an offensive staff, all of a sudden I'm negative. Yet I'm the guy fighting for Tua the entire time. I'm the guy fighting for the offensive linemen, telling you that all 5 of them cannot be bad. And now people are all realizing what I've been saying for months now, that there's no way that it's talent. This is not the show for you if you are a Dolphin fan that only wants to hear positives and only wants the cheerleaders on the air, and that everything's going to be all right and everything's going to be great and everybody's doing a great job and everybody's fantastic and all that stuff. This is not the show for you. We're not the show for you. Okay? You might as well listen to propaganda that is pushed by the team. All right? They have no choice. They work for the team. I don't work for the team. I never have. I never will. It's not my style. It's not what I do. And it's not the reason why people have been listening to me for 31 years. They listen to me because I'm willing to say what some of you aren't willing to actually even admit to your own selves. And I had a couple of people go at me yesterday on Twitter on all of that. And the second, because you've seen it here the last couple of days, I get pissed when somebody, you don't want, if Flo makes the playoffs or if Flo wins 10 games, how do you fire him? And it's like, are you listening? Can he build an offense? It's like, and please stop telling me that if Flo won 10 games, if he wins 10 games or whatever, Wanstead won 11 twice and 10 once. Adam Gase won 10 games. Sperano won 11. Please don't use that as the watershed mark that makes you a good coach or not. Because I just named you a bunch of bad coaches that won double digits. Sometimes the players are winning it in spite of the coach. And the funny part is, it's happened so many times here, and some of you still don't pick up on it. It's kind of weird, isn't it? All right, let's Alexis Chamorro. Thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Lisa says, so sick of the Herbert comparisons. Just stop. Tua's proving to be the man. Solid stand-up dude and a hell of a player. Build the line, add a stud running back, see the improvements. Yep. Plus, he's also playing pickleball. So the fact that Tua plays pickleball, that also makes him cool. You know who loves to play pickleball? Joe Shad. That's right. I think Joe Shad was playing against Tua yesterday. So Joe Shad will tell us about that pickleball challenge with Tua as we have the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins weekly report next.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending report.
There he is, the vacationing one. After a great pickleball game, did you beat Tua in pickleball, or did he beat you?
I would definitely beat Tua Tagovailoa in pickleball.
Wow, damn! You even talk shit in pickleball. That is awesome. That's fantastic right there. Are you really a pickleball player, by the way?
No, I've always wanted to try pickleball. My uncle Steve is a professional pickleball instructor.
Who?
My uncle Steve.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
He's pretty famous. He's been in movies and commercials and all things, and now he's a pickleball instructor.
Interesting. And I'm with you, by the way. I've been wanting to try it myself. And I don't know, and maybe it's because we're getting older or something. Is that what it means? Automatically?
It's easier than tennis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seems like it's fun, and it seems like it's a pretty good exercise, too, on top of all of that. But that was interesting to see him standing there with the pickleball racket and playing. Overall, your thoughts on his play so far through this bye week now for Tua?
Yeah, Tua's doing well. He's a developing, improving young player. He's obviously surpassed 100 passer rating in 4 consecutive appearances. He has 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception in those 4 games. So Tua's doing a nice job of taking care of the football, making good decisions. He's been extremely accurate. Obviously, over 80%, over 80%, over 70% in his last 3 starts. So a lot of reasons to be encouraged. You kind of almost wish there wasn't a bye week this week. You kind of wish that maybe it was earlier in the season after that London game. I know I could have used a rest after that trip. But hopefully the Dolphins take full advantage of the time and the rest. And listen, there's no reason they shouldn't blast the Jets and probably beat the Saints and move to 8-7.
No, listen, I mean, they got good news yesterday, right? I mean, not that I wish anything on the poor man, but Mekhi Becton wasn't even ready to practice yet. So if he's not even ready to practice yet, there's no way he's going to be ready for next week's game. So that's actually a really good thing in that sense, because they're not going to get that monstrous tackle that is an absolute difference maker, because that guy can move mountains with the size that dude brings to the table. So at least they got a little good news in that sense. The Michael Dieter thing, man, there's a part of me that it almost seems like it was a precautionary type of thing, coming off the injury and playing the entire game. But when you see him in the boot, it could be that he re-injured it. You don't know. Have you been able to unearth anything about that, Joe?
No, I will say that, based on past experience, and especially in this situation with the bye week coming up, If he aggravated the foot injury or aggravated his ankle, the presence of the boot doesn't necessarily indicate a significant injury. So I would not overreact to Dieter being in a walking boot after returning. Obviously, he's an upgrade over the two other centers that the Dolphins have trotted out there, Mance and Ryder. So certainly we hope that he's back for the Jets game, and we'll certainly learn more on Monday when the team resumes practice.
Yeah, man. I hope it's just a precautionary thing, and they're like, hey, all right, you survived. Keep it in a boot for a couple of days to make sure everything's kosher and you're fine. I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm hoping. Did you, by the way, tape don't lie? Anything from the line that you liked at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think, anytime you say that the Dolphins' offensive line is making a little bit of progress, people jump all over you because it is true that there have been too many pressures, too many sacks allowed, and not enough rushing yards per game. But it can also be true that, young Liam Eichenberg is making a little progress. He seems to have settled down a little bit at left tackle. Austin Jackson is a little bit better at left guard than he was at left tackle. And Robert Hunt has emerged into a very solid NFL right guard. That's certainly a position you don't have to worry about. And you mentioned Dieter a couple of minutes ago. He's an upgrade over what we've seen. So I don't mention Jesse
how do you
Davis
play this week, Joe? Dieter.
Yeah, Michael Dieter was solid. The coaches and Tua talked about sort of getting that chemistry and rhythm and communication back to an ideal level. So it clearly wasn't perfect. But Dieter, I think, is a better player than Ryder and Mance. And I think he's better suited to center than he was at guard, in the same way Jackson appears to be better suited at guard than he was tackle.
Lindsay, what have you heard from Philip Lindsay? Obviously, they need a little boost there, and he was a nice 1-2 punch with Gaskin.
Lindsay did practice a little bit going into the last game, and so that's an encouraging sign. That tells me that he's likely to practice going into the Jets game, and with Patrick Laird going on injured reserve, and I know he's primarily a special teamer, but, certainly you can use Ahmed in that special team role and then use Lindsay in a role where he gets more carries. Ahmed, by the way, he was a healthy scratch, maybe because he's not the best blocker. He wasn't, maybe doing as well on special teams. But he's got a little juice to him. I've always kind of wondered why we haven't seen more Ahmed.
Well, I mean, speaking of seeing more, do you think the Hunter Long appearance this week is a sign of things to come? Yeah,
my guy.
But you by the way, you would also figure it's Flo's guy, and he hasn't really. And I know they must love their tight end room. And listen, Gesicki's been awesome. What's it called? The other guy, the Smythe. Blocker that's Smythe has really grown into the role. Anytime you need to throw the ball to him, it's not like he doesn't catch it. He catches everything you throw to him. So they have productive people, but at one point or another, you got to find out if the kid can help you out. Was this past week, do you feel it's a sign of things to come, or is that something it's impossible to get a feel on because of Flo?
Well, it tells you something that Hunter Long started and played the first, 5, 6, 7 snaps before we even saw Mike Gesicki. Obviously, Gesicki is a dynamic receiving weapon, really more of a receiver. But the Dolphins feel confident not just in Hunter Long's receiving ability, but his blocking. He's an inline. He's more of a complete tight end prospect. He might never be quite the blocker that Smythe is or quite the receiver that Gesicki is, but better as a complete guy. And so I think I'm a Hunter Long fan. I like Hunter Long. I think he's going to be I think he's going to be good for the Dolphins. They should still at least franchise tag Mike Gesicki.
Oh,
all right,
sure.
This doesn't mean we should move on from Mike Gesicki. If he can't get a long-term deal done in that 11, $12 million range. You just franchise tag him and then sign Emmanuel Ogbah to that $10 to $12 million annual contract for 3 years or so. I would love to get Ogbah done at 3 years, 11 to 12 million. And then if you can't get Gesicki done for under 12, you just go ahead and franchise tag him.
I'm with you. You got to bring back Gesicki, and I'm with you also on Ogbah. I love what I've seen from Ogbah, and Ogbah is going to and as now that you've freed up Jalen Phillips, Ogbah is going to end up getting more sacks now from here on out because Jalen Phillips is now going to get even more confident. Because let me tell you, Joe, you watch the tape. That second sack, the way he was eyeing the quarterback, and then the second he needed to make a move, he dispatched the tackle and just casted his ass aside and then went after the quarterback. Rookies don't do that, dude. They don't have the strength usually to do stuff like that. And for him to already have that kind of strength at this point in his career, I'm always impressed because, as you know, Joe, I'm not teaching you anything in here. Most of these young guys get here and they're never strong enough for this level. They always need a year or two of the weight room before they're really adjusted. That move in that second sack, that was a big-time veteran-like move, dude, when he did that.
The thing that jumps out to me about Jalen Phillips, and he's tall, and he's a long strider, and he's strong, and he's fast, the amount of ground that he covers late in a developing play is really special. He tracked down the quarterback in the last game from a great distance. It's like when you watch those, animal channel things where the animals get their prey, and you're like, how did that animal take down that other animal from so far away? It's like all of a sudden, boom, And Josh Boyer, the defensive coordinator, talked about relentless pursuit. I love that. A lot of times I've been doing this like you, Big O. How many times have we been at the Senior Bowl or been at the Combine, and you see some guy who's a physical specimen, a workout warrior, 6'5", long arms, 4'5", at 265, and you're like, why did that guy only have 3 sacks as a senior? And they say, well, he looks the part, but he doesn't have the motor.
Right.
The thing about Jalen Phillips, he looks the part and he has the motor. This is a guy with determination, will, desire. It matters to him. He's a smart guy. He's a thoughtful guy. As long as this guy stays healthy, man, he's going to be an unbelievable pick for Chris Greer at 18.
Yeah. No, and that first step that he has, I think really helps him because he has a quickness to him, cat quickness. And I think that's what you're talking about, how he just is able to make plays that way. And it's just a lot of fun to watch Jalen Phillips do what he's doing right now, man. 8.5 sacks with 4 games to go. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's going to be messing around with 11, 12 sacks this year, Joe.
And he's actually had a reduction in snaps in each of the last 2 games. So
yes, because they're using him in pass rush situations.
Yeah,
unleash
some of the guys who produce for the Dolphins on defense, you say, well, why aren't they getting more snaps? Like, for example, Zach Sealer. Well, the Dolphins have found a way to have Sealer on the field in situations in which they think he can maximize his talent. And they must also think that he can bring it with 10 fewer snaps than you or I might say he should be playing.
By the way, I was critical of this guy early, but I'll give him credit late. And since you watched the tape and the tape don't lie, I wasn't impressed with Adam Butler early on. You watch Adam Butler in the last month, and he's making plays for this team. Butler has been an improved, talking about Sealer, Butler's another one of those guys that plays in the same area, might be also another reason why Adam Butler's actually played better.
Yeah, Adam Butler has some really good pass rush moves. And when the Dolphins load up with a bunch of guys like Jalen Phillips and Jerome Baker, who's now playing more on the edge, and they bring that pressure, Butler is one of the guys who really, way more than like Devon Godshaw, who's a solid player, but more of a run stuffer. This is a guy who can swim past guards and centers and get sacks. And yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to have that interior pass rusher as opposed to just the run stuffer, which is obviously what the Dolphins want Raekwon Davis, for example, to be when he's on the field on first and second down.
Joe Schad, of course, joining us with our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins weekly report. And, of course, you got to follow him on Twitter at Shad Joe. More importantly, please subscribe to the Palm Beach Post. And you can get the insider stuff that he puts out there also. Hal Habit also helps out with some of that inside stuff. You can read that there at the Palm Beach Post. Always some good nuggets there with all of that. Joe, when we look at this team right now and we look at the improvement overall, where is the part that, at least for you need to see a little bit more of here down the stretch that maybe could make the difference in them possibly making the playoffs?
Well, you'd like to see continued improvement in the run game. It's been a real hard thing for the Dolphins to get the run game going at all. You'd like to see fewer pressures allowed, more traction in the running game from the offensive line group. And you'd like to see some more explosive plays. Tua Tagovailoa has had a few completions beyond 50 yards in recent weeks. And it's tough. We've been through this time and time again. There's not a lot of time to pass. Guys like Will Fuller and Devontae Parker haven't been in the lineup. And so there are reasons. But it would be pretty cool if we could see 2 or 3 passing plays of 20 yards or more in each of the final 4 games. That would be pretty cool to see.
All right, I'll let you go on this. My boy Brandon Jones, they didn't miss him last week. But he has done a really nice job of developing and making plays. Once he gets a little better in coverage, I think he's going to be one hell of a player. What do you know about his injury? Is there any chance that he comes back against the Jets this week?
I would think there is a chance that he can come back. It does not appear to be a very significant injury. We spoke to Brandon Jones as recently as last week. The Dolphins have the benefit of having such depth at safety that they could sit out Brandon Jones and give him an opportunity to get healthier. So, I just love the various combinations of defensive backs that the Dolphins can roll out there. And let's just take a minute to appreciate what Xavier Howard is and how fortunate the Dolphins are to have him. Another interception, picks in 2 straight games. He is back to form. He is back to 2020 Xavier Howard form. And that's great to see, man. That's a difference maker right there for the Dolphins defense.
They're making plays all over the place, man. The secondary and the front line, that defense is absolutely balling out. What are you working on here during the bye week so folks can check you out at the Palm Beach Post, my friend?
The one thing that Hal Habib and I have set up for Sunday, probably online Friday and in Sunday's newspaper, is fact or fiction, 10 topics on the Miami Dolphins. And I won't spoil it for you with the answers, but some of them are like, will Chris Greer and Brian Flores return in 2022? Will the Dolphins make dramatic changes on their offensive staff? All the things we talk about here on the A Dream Lending segment, the Weekly Insider Report that I enjoy doing with you, Big O. Check that out online Friday and in the newspaper on Sunday. 10 fact or fiction answers, including, has Tua been so good that the Dolphins will no longer consider pursuing Deshaun Watson? So get the answer in Sunday's newspaper, Friday online.
How far down did you go to the Keys?
Just Key Largo. We were going to go to Isla Mirada, but we switched it up. We had to come to a pet-friendly resort due to the arrival of Tucker the puppy. So Tucker, nice. They gave Tucker a big bag with all sorts of treats and things. Nice. And Tucker's happy. My wife and daughter are happy to have Tucker here with them. I suspect I won't see them the entire weekend. They'll just be spending time with Tucker.
Yeah, no, Tucker is part of the family, bro. I got 5 of those kids at home, so I'm with you, bro. I totally get it. Hey, you better go to Ziggy and Mad Dogs, man. Go enjoy yourself a really nice dinner at Ziggy and Mad Dogs, man. Right there, was it mile marker 89 or 91 or something like that? Not bad, man.
We like Michael's. We like Fish House. There's a lot of good spots down here.
Yeah, Ziggy Mad Dogs is really good, man. They do
All right,
a
I'll
good
check it
job.
out.
All right, my brother. You be good. Thank you. Enjoy your vacation, my friend. We'll talk next week.
All right, good to see you, bud.
You got it. There you go. The great Joe Shad and our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins reports.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
Beautiful thing. Timothy Zappa, you put there, our pressure up front is making DB's job easier. They don't get enough credit. Timothy, it goes both ways, my brother. I want you to go back and go look at the Phillips second sack. I just talked about it. He comes off the edge and he holds up the tackle and he's looking at the quarterback. And when the quarterback is going through his progressions, you can tell that he's already past his first, maybe even his second progression. That's when Phillips casts the guy aside and then goes after the quarterback and sacks him. I want you to time that even live. That's a coverage sack. That's what that is. Well, I love that Phillips showed me his strength and he casted the guy aside, which I got to tell you, I got sexually aroused when I saw that. And so I'm serious. It's awesome to watch a rookie do that. I mean, it's just sick to see. I don't expect that. I didn't see that from Jason Taylor. How am I going to see it from Jalen Phillips? You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that, like, my God, did he just do that? And like, whoa. And so, but when you watch that play, Timothy, that's a coverage sack. That's because the DBs were doing their job and they got there. So you're right to a certain extent that the front seven is cashing in. That the DBs are cashing in from the pressure at times from the front seven. But don't kid yourself. Some of these sacks are also coming because the DBs at times have done a great job of staying with their guys and making it harder on the quarterback and having to hold it and pat it a little bit more because he's got to go to the next progression. And he runs out of time by the time he tries to get to that next one. So it's a little bit of both. It's not fair to only credit one side of the football. And that's an example for you that goes opposite of what you were saying there on that one. I am aware of Phillips, Big O. Mostly talk about Wilkins, Davis, and Seiler. To me, doesn't matter. Either one. It goes both ways. Guys have gotten sacks because of the secondary, and the secondary is also, benefiting from the front seven also putting pressure. It goes both ways. Both ways. They help each other right now. That we have to definitely got to give them the love that they deserve. Let's see, what else do we have here? Joe Shad, you can't tag Gesicki because then you have to pay him top 3 tight end salary. Gesicki is good, but not a top tight end salary. Sign Gesicki before the season ends, or if he walks, he's a slot receiver, not a top tight end. Either way, Tremolo, you're going to have to pay him up. Whatever you want to designate him, you still got to pay him. You know what I mean? But you can't lose him for nothing. You tag him. Now the question is, I don't know what Flo feels about him. Like, Flo didn't like Tua. I don't know if Tua's finally winning him over, but Flo didn't like Tua. And so the front office is drafting a quarterback and your front off and your coach doesn't like him. So your front office drafts the tight end and now you don't like the tight end. So I don't know how this whole thing works out. So maybe they want to re-sign him, but the coach doesn't. These are things that behind the scenes, none of you ever want to admit because there's a 5-game winning streak going on. But this is why I tell you that there might be issues behind the scenes. What we haven't seen on the field, that scares me. Long has not broken into any type of play. Are you talking about Hunter Long? There's 4 tight ends in front of him, man. It's a pain in the ass. I would not put X on the field in anything in 2022 offseason. Let Iggy play all the snaps, practice, and preseason we need to see. Tremolio, I think one of the two will be gone, whether it's X or Byron Jones. My guess is going to be X next year is going to be gone, and they're going to play Iggy anyways, and they're going to go find out if Iggy can play or not. But something tells me that they're going to, move on from X. Okay? Let's see. What else do we have? Wilkins is doing great. The Dolphins need to extend him this offseason. Yep, I agree. I think Christian Wilkins has turned into a heck of a player for them overall. Yeah, I'm with you. Big O, what do you think about the Bills versus Bucks game this Sunday? I'm probably going to go with the Bucks on this one because the Bucks defense. Are you watching Josh Allen? He's not really playing like he was last year. He's playing more like he played in his second year, where he made improvements, but he still has his erratic moments. So because of that, I'm going to go with, and the way they kind of got exposed at times this week, I think the Bucks will be able to take advantage of that too. So I'm going to go Bucks on this one. And I'm not picking the Bucks just because I got to root against the Bills, because obviously I would root against the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets every day of the week and twice on Sundays. I want whoever's playing those teams to beat them. You know what I'm saying? But no, I legitimately feel that the Bucks will end up, taking care of business in that game. I really feel that. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break here. We're at the top of the hour. We'll get ready for hour number 3. We are coming to you live from Hialeah Park. I got a couple of things that I want to talk about too. I got some hurricane stuff that I want to get into, some dolphin stuff I still want to talk about. What else do we have here? Local news stuff that also sports-wise that I also want to get into. So we got a couple things that we'll get into here in hour number 3. We're coming to you live from Hialeah Park. Thank you all for always tuning in. Appreciate the incredible support. Sean Stanley by my side. Let's take a quick break. Hour number 3 is next. For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified white mean contractor. Viewpoint statements standards or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Tommy B. Butts, a new sponsor of ours. I met Tommy, family man, great person, been in this community forever. Been working in this community, fixing roofs all over South Florida for over 25 years. So please, if you need some roof help, if you need to repair, you need to replace it, all of those things, please call Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises. They do excellent work. AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, 954-735-9826. Tell them that Big O sent you. Tommy is great people, man. They will definitely take care of you, so make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. I guarantee you, you're going to get great service. Great people, man. Excuse me. By the way, we are looking for partners. We are growing. It looks like we're. I don't want to give us any bad luck, but we're approaching. We might push 100,000 downloads again today. So this is amazing. What's gone on with our show, the way it's grown and exploded. It is the most listened to sports talk show in South Florida by miles. Okay, we have more people listening and downloading this show than they have at 790 and 560 combined. Okay, combined, they don't have this audience. So I thank all of you out there as always. And while this thing is exploding, we need help. So we are looking for partners to join us in this growing platform. If your business, by the way, wants to reach an audience that starts here in South Florida, crosses the nation, and internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. And we, of course, are ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your product or event. So please reach out to us, 786-754-4664. If you're a sponsor and you want to sponsor our program, 786-754-4664. That's the number. And of course, you can email us at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve. So please reach out if you want to be a sponsor at 786-754-4664. There we go. All righty. Miami will win out and beat New England and knock them down to the second seed. My prediction, Kansas City will end up number one. I hope you're right, Kevin. Big O, which of the remaining games scare you the most for the Fins? Well, it has to be the Patriots because you're playing against, Belichick, dude. So, yeah, Patriots. It just seems like coaches would rather Phillips be using his energy on pass rush plays to create the most pressure possible. In those situations, he will get more time in the future. I don't know what that conversation is about, but whatever. Phillips will be fine, dude. What they did was wrong. They overloaded him at the beginning instead of actually, hey, kid, go do what you do, best, and then we will add along the way, slowly but surely, more responsibilities. They overloaded him early on. He was overthinking, and he wasn't able to play his game. Now they've got him out there attacking the quarterback, playing his game. Just another terrible move, one of many by Flo that helps set the team back, whether you want to admit it or not. Hurricanes. All right, let's Radakovich is a huge asset, says Wyatt there. Yes, that Radakovich was already officially announced. So now you got Cristobal and Radakovich in. But remember what the talk was a week ago. This is the funny part. The talk was, well, let's hire a former player to be the AD. which is I wasn't a fan of it. I told you guys last week. I told you earlier this week I wasn't a fan of it. By the way, last week did we not say that I had a semi source that said it was a done deal with Mario? I'm just saying. Last week, I don't know what day of the week it was, but we told you that somebody told me it's a done deal. He was right. He was right. I could actually use him as a source down the line. But he was 1,000% right that it was a done deal. But they were talking about the silliness of using a player who's never been an athletic director. And dude, I know Alonzo Highsmith really well, and I know, what's it called, Gino Toretta well. So nothing against those guys, but they were never ADs. That would not be a good move for them and for the school because it puts them behind the 8 ball and they've got to learn. Look, let me tell you something. When you get to the NFL or big time college football, you don't have time to give somebody the job to learn how to do the job. You know what I mean? That's what I love about the Mario Cristobal hire. He's run a big program. He's worked with a big program in Alabama. And then he's worked with smaller programs, whether it's Rutgers or FIU. So he's gone and helped build small programs. He helped build a big program. And then he actually built his own big program. So now, do you have to teach Mario how to do anything now? No. Did Manny Diaz know how to do any of this? No. You know what I mean? Al Golden only did it at the temple level, never did it at a high level. Randy Shannon had no experience doing this stuff. Larry Coker, when he took over, had no experience doing this stuff. So we went through it a lot with guys that didn't. You know, Dennis Erickson, he was able to do it early on because he had come from Washington State. He could coach. He couldn't maintain. That was his problem. Mario Cristobal can do all of this. He's set. Radakovich, do you have to teach him how to be an AD? No, dude. He's been an incredibly successful AD with Clemson. So you don't need to teach him how to do it. And that's been the problem for a lot of our sports down here. And I get it. Sometimes you do have to hire a young coach, and hopefully you hit on the right young coach and everything takes off. But a lot of times, the youth, it doesn't work out. Maybe they work out down the line after they have failed once or twice and they get opportunities somewhere else. And with that experience, they become better. But you've seen it here with the Dolphins and with the Canes, that when you hire the person that's never done it, they're going to make all kinds of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem there. And that's the good thing that they didn't go in that direction. And now Radakovich was just announced officially. Now you've got a really good, experienced AD. Now you've got a really good, experienced head coach. That's the direction. And that's where I got to give Julio Frank and everybody there. Listen, I never even thought they would spend this kind of money. The fact that they were willing to spend this kind of money shows that they truly want Canes football to be great again. And it is pretty cool, but I'm glad to see that we, not that they were in the field of the ridiculous, but we had plenty of people that were in the field of ridiculous that, hey, let's go get a former player that's never done the job to do the job. That made no sense. And I'm glad that the people that were making the decision for the University of Miami were smart enough to go out and invest in people that have been there and done it. That's how you have success. And then obviously I'm really, really proud that they actually were willing to spend this kind of money. Because if you really want to compete with the big boys, you got to spend, baby. And Miami was willing to spend. Ooh, I see we have a visitor in the house. Yves Sham, baby. American Dream Lending is in the house. Yves, how you doing, my friend? You hanging in there?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Big O?
Well, let's see. Dolphins are off this weekend, so I get the rest. We got Mario Cristobal hired. Radakovich was just announced as the head coach. I mean, as the athletic director. The Heat beat Milwaukee last night with one hell of an effort. The Panthers are kicking ass. Life is good, my brother. Life is good.
Our Miami football scene is definitely looking a lot more promising than it was at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
That is definitely for sure.
Yeah, man.
I think, the 305 is definitely feeling Cristobal coming on staff here at the University of Miami. And I think it's a good thing for the football program, the university, and obviously the city and the fans as well.
I think all of us wanted Randy Shannon to succeed. We wanted Mark Richt to succeed. And we wanted Manny Diaz to succeed. You know what I mean? And it didn't work out. And all those guys had some kind of ties, whether they played, coached, graduated, whatever. They knew the city, and they all really wanted to make it work. But now with Mario, man, there's this extra bit of confidence. You know what I mean? You kind of feel like I think we finally got the right guy to really bring it all together. And that right now, and listen, I hope we're right. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of us want to see Mario succeed. Hey, I think we're all tired of change, but Mario gives you the confidence that we haven't had in a long time, Eves.
No, he does, and I'm sure he definitely missed the weather after living out in Oregon for a couple of years, coming back to Miami because he is a native. And I also want to thank, of course, John Ruiz, local Miami billionaire, that I believe also helped out with this decision.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he wrote a check.
Yeah,
Ruiz and Moss wrote some checks to help out, buy out Manny and buy Mario. I'm pretty sure of that. Now, his crazy ass idea of putting the stadium at Coral Gables High, that's not gonna fly, bro.
I don't think so. The space is there, but I don't think the residents on Bird Road and the Lejeune, the Lejeune Road area are going to appreciate 30,000 people showing up for a game on Saturday.
It's Coral Gables. You can't put your trash can in the wrong spot. You will get fined.
Not happening.
There's no way they allow a 50,000 seat stadium to be built in that city. They will not allow that in Coral Gables. I love Ruiz's passion, but actually Tropical Park is where you got to put it. If you're gonna go and do this craziness, and I get it, it'll be an advantage for the Canes to have control of a stadium and the revenue and all that. But if you're gonna do it, really, Tropical Park is like the only place. I mean, dude, real estate better than us. So
yeah, there's no piece of land that's going to accommodate that. A stadium and the ancillary areas that are going to be needed to support the stadium as well.
The highways, like you have the Palmetto there, you have the Turnpike 5 minutes down the street on Bird, so you have ways to get the hell out of there if you put it at Tropical Park. That's the only way I see it happening. There is, first of all, Coral Gables is not going to allow you, but there is no property anywhere in Coral Gables to put a stadium and parking and traffic, and no way, dude. I mean, I remember when they built the basketball arena, Eves, they busted their balls about that stadium, and that's 4,500 seats.
Yeah, it's small.
So, yeah,
tiny in comparison.
Yeah, it's a fraction. But I love his passion. I hope he builds it. If he doesn't build it, at least give Mario, a plane so he can cruise around all over the place and go get recruits. You know what I'm saying?
Recruits, he's going to be moving around in that plane. But, I know one of his main focuses is going to be to keep home-raised talent here at home in Miami, because we've been losing tons of top-level recruits.
Yeah, but you can't get those linemen here. You got to get those corn-fed dudes out of the Midwest. We don't produce linemen here.
Listen. Bro, I'm giving it up for my Miami linemen out there. I was a Miami lineman growing up in high school in Pop Warner football. So
the problem is us Cubans don't grow tall enough, bro. That's the problem. They feed us like linemen, but we don't grow up to be tall enough to be linemen.
No, he's going to definitely have a focus of recruiting here at home, and I believe the director of recruiting, David Cooney, is going to play a big impact of working hand in hand with Cristobal because he's from the local area as well. Local
Yeah.
high school coach from South Ridge. He's ingrained in Miami football in the local area. So I think those two working together, along with his top-notch coaching expertise, is really going to be able to draw a lot of the talent that we've been losing to different teams and different schools across the country.
By the way, if you're a Canes fan, Dolphins fan, whatever kind of fan, and you're looking for your mortgage right now, folks, you want to lower your interest payment, maybe you want to consolidate all those bills, you got a bunch of equity available, maybe you're in the process of trying to buy a home or condo, please call Yves Sham. I'm telling you, the best part about Yves is he eliminates the V and he makes it a yes. That's what ends up happening when you call American Dream Lending, 305-992-5218. That's the cell number, 305-992-5218. You guys can talk sports. You can talk some Dolphins, some Canes, all that good stuff. But get your mortgage done, man. And right now, Yves, talk to us a little bit about the interest rates, man, because they are still really low.
Interest rates are still extremely low, and we're expecting them to remain low through the end of this year, of course, and through the first quarter of next year. Once we get to that first quarter, we could possibly start seeing some rate increases due to a number of factors. But if you're getting a mortgage, looking to refinance, buy a home, an investment property, a commercial building, a warehouse, whatever it may be, take a lesson from University of Miami. They went after an experienced coach that has local knowledge. I've been writing loans in Miami-Dade County and Broward County area since 2003. So you're going to get that expertise for the local market when you give us a call. It's as simple as that.
That's right. And they have a great hold of all the programs that are available. That's the other thing. So they will find the program that fits your budget, what you want to do. So really call American Dream Lending, man. That's kind of what it is, right? You want the American dream. You want to make it happen.
We'll make it happen for you.
That's what they do there, man. Yves, you are awesome, my friend. I appreciate you as always. Give them some more info so they can contact you and get that ball rolling, my
Give
friend.
me a call directly on the cell phone, 305-992-5218. Or if you prefer going online, check us out at adreamlending.com. We look forward to hearing from you guys, and we look forward to some more wins here moving forward. Get in that playoff mix with my Fins Nation, and let's make it happen.
I'm with you. Yves, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up next week, my friend.
All right. Take it easy, Big O. Have a good one.
Appreciate you, baby. There you go, man. Good
All
stuff.
About you, baby.
Damn right. You're the man. Yves, man. Great stuff. Yves Sham, American Dream Lending again, man. Great people, family oriented. That's the other thing. His wife is there with him, Anthony, some great people out there. George is there, Pablo. Just really a great staff, man. 305-992-5218. Great sponsors of ours. We've already got like 4 listeners right now. Well, no, I think we're down to 3 because I think he closed one. He told me. So 3 current listeners right now locally. We got another listener in Indiana, another one in Hawaii. So different listeners are calling you. He's certified in 47 states. All right. So it's not just in Florida. If you're watching, he might be able to help you in your state too. So please call Yves Sham at American Dream Lending, 305-992-5218. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you, man. They'll take care of you, man. Good people there. Let's see. What do we have? Coral Gables High would be a traffic nightmare, parking nightmare, permitting nightmare. Yeah, it's Robert. It's not even going to happen, bro. Okay, it's not even going to happen. It's a crazy ass idea. I love the man's passion. Okay, but like I've said for a couple of days, el tipo está loco. Okay, and I mean it affectionately. I don't mean to insult Mr. Ruiz in any way, shape, or form. Okay. But, let's get realistic. If you really want to build the stadium for the Canes, God bless you, dude. But you're going to have to convince the city that Tropical Park is the place. You build let me help you out a little bit there, John. You build a stadium at Tropical Park, okay? But you also build kind of a mini stadium next to it that kind of can help the high schools. You know what I'm saying? So they don't use the big stadium all the time. You save the big stadium for state finals. You tell them, hey, let's go. Let's bring the state finals here. Let's do that. And you create a football facility there for high schoolers. So that way, Dade County's got a place where they can play their high school games. They can play their state games because you don't want the high school kids tearing up the field every week and then the Canes have got to play, right? So you create a facility there, like a whole thing where there's a stadium and then there's a practice field that also has bleachers that could be for high school. You put it maybe for 10,000 and you can have Canes training camp there. You can have all those kind of things there. And then obviously high schools and everything else. And you can have your own kind of combine and all that kind of stuff going on for colleges and high schools and all that stuff. If you want, you can make it a whole thing right there. All right. And then it'll be the home of the Canes also. That way, when you bring recruits in, you want to impress them that it's not just a stadium. There's all kinds of other things going on there. You can create offices there too. So get it done. But Tropical Park is really the only place you're going to get it done. And Tropical Park is kind of built for it at least. Because at least you have Bird and Miller to get the hell out of. You have the entrances to, although he's going to have to, you know what he's going to have to do? I don't know how much you know that area right next to Tropical Park on the Miller side. He's going to have to create an entrance and exit off the Palmetto for Miller. Somehow or another, right from Bird Road, you're going to have to, from the park itself, you're going to have to create some kind of a ramp to connect. So that way you have another way of exiting right away onto the highway.
But also, isn't that park pretty busy just every day? I mean, how are they going to game days? I mean, I don't get it. It's once a week or everything, but that Saturday, nothing goes on at the park.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Home games?
Yeah. That's what they would have to do. Yeah, you're not going to be paddle boarding anymore in the little lake.
All the pavilions sold out.
Yeah, that stuff will be gone. So, yeah. But they can do it there. There's no doubt that they can do it there. That would be the only logical place that you can do it. Did you block this guy out? Oh, okay, he's already been blocked. Okay. How about upgrading the weight room and training facilities at UM? You should see Alabama and Oregon's training facilities. Well, they just upgraded them, sir. I don't know if you know that or whatever.
Dwayne Johnson was involved in that.
They just did the whole thing, brother. They just did the weight room and the practice facility and all that stuff. They just did that.
The indoor facility?
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll do more upgrades to all of that stuff, too, that they have. But they just did the indoor facility and all that other stuff that you're talking about. You can build a ramp off the Palmetto. Yeah, you're going to have to build something on the Miller side. You're going to have to build something because it can't be only on the Bird side. Because if I remember correctly, there's no on-ramp on the Miller side, right? On-ramp? But both ways? I don't think you have it in both directions. I think you only have it in one direction that you can go north. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's nothing south. I think you got to build it. I think you only have one direction. Paddleboard in the Everglades with the alligators. Yeah, that's and you got to haul ass when you paddleboard with that. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. You know, what I like also that's going to happen with the University of Miami and Mario Cristobal is, the U is going to be back when it comes to recruits and it comes to draft picks. Because that was another thing that the University of Miami was ever able to sell. Guys were going high in the draft. Okay? And I'm not talking about high like Dennis Erickson hiding Warren Sapp's drug test. I'm talking about like selection number 1 and 5 and 10 and 12 and all that kind of stuff. And so that has gone away. But if you look at Mario Cristobal at Oregon, well, Penei Sewell's a high pick. Herbert's a high pick. What is it? Kayvon Thibodeau, I think is how it's pronounced, right? I think it's Kayvon. Kayvon Thibodeau is going to be one of the top selections in the draft this year from Oregon. And I know that Javon Holland wasn't a top pick, but he was a badass second rounder that is showing that maybe, that guy might have been first round talent. Some people are looking at Javon Holland and going, yeah, no, that guy might be, first round talent. So Javon Holland, and I know this year they've got a cornerback, Mikael Wright, who's going to go in the second or third rounds or something like that. And I don't know, maybe he's better than that, like Javon Holland was. But watching, and what's the highest rated player? Zion for the Canes? And Zion's been kind of an underachiever. So what's Zion? Maybe a third rounder? Maybe somebody takes him in the third round because they still think on potential and all of that. It can't be really on production. So third round maybe for Zion right now. He should be higher talent-wise, but he hasn't played like he should go higher. So think about that. And that's a good thing now also for the Canes because that's a selling point. That means your coaches can recruit, but they can also develop and get the best out of players and put them in the best position possible. That's badass. In every way, shape, and form, that's badass. Let's see. I'll take that back. The Palmetto already has exits on Miller. Yeah, but does it have the entrance southbound on Miller and Bird right there? I don't think so, right? I know it has. I know you can turn left and get on the highway and go north. I don't know about south.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I believe you can.
You can? Okay.
Yes, but it's a very congested area right there.
Oh, no. It's Bird Road is just Bird Road is congested all the time.
Yeah. Well, no, I know, but even Miller on the Miller side.
Yeah.
That side's going to be even worse.
Oh, yeah. Because there's only 2 lanes.
Yeah.
But Bird
and you got the tracks.
Bird is like 4 lanes, and it's like packed.
Yeah, I mean, that.
At 8 in the morning and at 10 at night.
Maybe we park somewhere else and we airlift everybody in.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, maybe we extend the Metro rail there, the Metro fail, which we should have done years ago when we did it in the 80s. Should have built the Metro fail to everywhere. Big O, it's raining Solana. Why is Solana flying up or down? Raining? I don't know what you I don't know what you mean by raining. That's where you get me on that one. Could be up, could be down. Usually it means good. Let's see. Solana is down 4.2%. It's down at 185. Solana, believe it or not, is in a buying area right now. It just is. Cardano is at $1.35. Another one that is just so. Bitcoin's at 48,700, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but it's also a great buying time for Bitcoin. Polkadot 27.93 is a bargain. What else? Chainlink at $21 is a bargain. I don't have any Chainlink, but I'm telling you, Chainlink is good. They are well worth it. Get out of Stellar if you haven't gotten out of Stellar already. It's just not moving. And I think they gave away too many coins early on. I thought Stellar would grow. That was one that I wasn't right on that one. I didn't lose much or anything, but in fact, I made a little money, very little, but I got out of it and I moved it all to Polygon. What else? Sandbox is another one that is good. I mean, there's really a lot of good coin. Theta, let me tell you, Theta at $4.62 right now is an absolute steal. Theta. at 462. So if you can get Theta, I have Theta at Gate.io, and that's actually a really good one. That's the thing about right now. There are some deals right now that are so good to take advantage of, because once this thing's bounces back, you that Vechain at 8.9, just under 9 cents. I don't if any of you have never invested, just me is what I would do. But if I never had invested in any Vechain, boy, I'd be loading the hell up right now. Okay. I'd be loading up. That's what I would be doing. Let's see. Farmcoin. What do you think, Big O? I don't know anything about Farmcoin. I would have to look it up, my brother. I don't know anything about Farmcoin. Sorry. Crypto says, yes, Theta is good at these prices. No, it's not good. It's great at those prices. Theta has had a serious consolidation for several months now. And I know some people might get frustrated with Theta, but Theta is, Theta is the streaming YouTube of what's it called, the blockchain. So they're going to explode, man. I'm telling you. Just got to have patience. Let's see. What else do we have here on the program that I wanted to talk about? Good job by the Heat last night, 113-104. They got Chicago on Saturday. We talked a little bit about that. The Panthers are back in action Friday night at Arizona. Did you see what's going on with the Coyotes? No? So the Panthers take on the Coyotes on Friday night, as I told you right now. But the Coyotes have some serious problems going on in Arizona. The Coyotes actually may get kicked out of their own arena. Yeah. Did you hear about that? So the Coyotes actually owe taxes and payments to the city on their arena. So I'm gonna read you the story, because it is you think like a professional team. What the hell is this? What do we have here going on here? Okay, here we go. Yeah, it sounds like Omar Kelly there. Anyway, so I think that was the Omar Kelly Dave Hyde thing that I was watching. That's what it is. So anyway, the Coyotes have until the 20th of December right now. They're going to risk losing access to their arena sooner than expected. The city of Glendale informed the team that it plans to lock out the Coyotes out of the Gila River Arena if the club does not pay its delinquent tax bill and unpaid arena charges by December 20th. Sources told ESPN earlier this month the Arizona Department of Revenue filed a tax lien notice against Ice Arizona Hockey LLC, which owns the Coyotes, for an unpaid state and city tax excess of $1.3 million. The city of Glendale is owned approximately $250,000 in unpaid taxes per a letter from the city manager Kevin Phelps to Arizona CEO and team president Xavier Gutierrez. The rest of the balance is owed directly to the state. The contents of the letter were first reported by The Athletic and confirmed by ESPN. We've already launched an investigation to determine how this could have happened, and initial indications are that it appears to be a result of an unfortunate human error. Somebody's getting fired. Regardless, we deeply regret the inconvenience this has caused. We will make sure by tomorrow morning the Arizona Coyotes are currently on all of our bills and owe no state or local taxes whatsoever. We will take immediate steps to ensure nothing like this can ever happen again. So they say they're going to pay the bill. I wonder if the guy that's running the Coyotes was running one of the radio stations I used to work for. Anyway, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056.
They would have just moved buildings.
Yeah, right. Move buildings, change phone numbers, change identities. Move new social media handles. Never answer phones. Avoid everyone that you owe money. Don't put anything under your name so they can't sue you directly. You know, things like that happen in radio, you know. You have no idea the things Sean and I have been through. As Scarface once said to a gentleman in the INS offices, you can't do to us what radio has not done to us already, okay? Oh, man. You want to have thick skin, baby? Work in radio. And if you don't have thick skin, boy, you're going to have a tough time in radio. Oh, Lordy. Clemente says, where do you go to find these coins? Because Coinbase doesn't have them. I keep telling you guys, drop that Coinbase shit, okay? Go to crypto.com and OKCoin. Those are two really good places to purchase and stake, and they have great selections. By the way, OKCoin is in the middle of a 12 days of Christmas where they're adding 12 new coins to their exchange. It's pretty cool. They already added Engine. They added Decentraland this week. I don't know what they added today. I gotta check. I haven't checked today to see what they added. But they have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stacks, Avalanche, Algorand, Polkadot, Tether, DAI, USDC Coin, EOS, Tron, Chiliz, Decentraland, Engine Coin, HKC, Shiba Inu, Terra Luna, Lunar, Star Atlas, Smooth Love Potion, which I know nothing about, Axel Infinity, Wrap Bitcoin, Sushi Swap, Stellar, Solana, Polygon, Miami Coin, Tezos, Cosmos, Cardano, Aave, Near Protocol, Dogecoin, Celo Dollar, Mako Dio, Synthetic, Celo, Uniswap, Hedra, Hashgraph, YFI Finance, Yearn Finance, Compound, Chainlink, USDK, Litecoin. So they've got an excellent selection, and they're adding 10 more coins, I believe, because I think they've added 2, maybe 3. I think Chiliz might be the third one that they added today. Maybe Chiliz is the new one. I think Chiliz, Decentraland, and Engine Coin are the new ones. So they've got 9 more coins to add to this whole group. And then Crypto.com has got a great selection of coins too, man. So nobody has them all. The only one that I know that has them all is Gate.io. And Gate.io is not anywhere near these other exchanges. Plus, it's Canadian, and it's a pain in the ass to get money into it because then you've got to pay gas fees, and I just would not suggest that because that cuts into your profits. Yudi Cristofanti, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. Remember, you guys can send in a donation at Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Send it in. Oh, from what I've seen of Tua so far, do you believe the team is still going after Watson? I don't know, man. I wouldn't, but I wasn't for the Watson trade even before all of this. So I was more about get me coaches, get me the offensive line, the running game, and Tua will be fine. And I'm still with that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want, you got all these picks already. You know, here's the other thing that's changed about all of this. Okay? Remember, a couple months ago, Sean, you've been with me here throughout all of this. A couple months ago, I had a whole bunch of people that wanted to fire the front office because they can't make picks because they all suck, right? So all of a sudden now you're saying, well, they can't make picks, so let's trade whatever we have left. At least we can go get Watson. Okay, so now that you found out that you're dead ass wrong, that they can draft, okay, so do you still want to give up all the picks that you have left for Watson? Or do you now finally believe in Tua and use the picks that you have to go improve the team? See how the whole dynamics have changed from all of that. Oh, screw that. They can't make picks anyways. Trade whatever you can. Remember? My boy Omar was saying it too. Love Omar. Don't have to agree with Omar all the time. That's the beauty of our discussions. But he was like, don't matter. Your 3 picks in the first round are trash. So just go trade them for Deshaun Watson. Well, I guess it wasn't trash. I guess the picks are developing. I guess things are going all right now. So stick with Tua. Use the picks you do have, which, by the way, I'm glad they brought it up because look what I have here, Sean. What did I write here? You know what I wrote here? The draft picks for the Miami Dolphins. Somebody brings it up. Well, guess what? You got 2 first rounders. I mean, you got a first rounder. You got a second rounder. You got a third rounder. You got 2 fourth rounders. You got a 5th rounder. You got no 6th rounder. And you got 2 7th rounders. That's where you stand right now. You got plenty of picks right now in the draft. So use them to improve the team and improve things around Tua. So I don't know what they're thinking because I don't know what Flo is thinking and what he's fighting the front office with. Okay? Yes, I phrased it that way. Okay? Because the front office gave him Fitz and he wants Brissett, and the front office gave him Changeli and he wanted the 3 Stooges. And the front office appeased him by signing Kyle Van Noy and Karras and all these guys, and he wanted him cut the next offseason. So, and he wasn't even he tried to stay away from Tua by keeping Brissett on the field. When he finally figured out Brissett's a bum, that he can't play, that he's a backup at best, he finally admitted to himself, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. You stay there. Let's go, Tua. He really wanted to keep Brissett in there. Don't kid yourself. Don't think that he was thinking of injury. No. He thought he was going to play Brissett. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I know this. No GM in the world wants to sign Kyle Van Noy and Eric Flowers to big contracts and then cut them right in the next offseason. That's the head coach doing that, controlling the 53-man roster. It's the head coach that doesn't like your quarterback. So I don't know what's going on behind the scene, my friends. Again, you don't want to hear the truth? Don't tune in. This is not the show that's going to pussyfoot around with all these kind of issues. I'm telling you what's going on behind the scenes. So you have a head coach that's constantly fighting the front office. So we shall see. I know I would keep the picks. I trust Chris Greer. I trust Reggie McKenzie. I trust Marvin Allen. I trust that front office. You know how I think. If the head coach can't hire an offensive staff, then you need to go find a head coach that can hire a staff and hire a staff over and over and over again. So, like I put out yesterday on a tweet, go ask Manny Diaz, Joe Philbin, and Al Golden what it's like when you can't build a staff. At the highest level in the NFL and in college, I'm talking about the highest level of college, not lower levels. If you don't know how to build a staff and replace a staff, you cannot be a head coach. So if you can't build one, there's no way you're going to replace it. And you're always going to lose coaches. So you're going to have to replace it. Dabo Swinney, he had one hell of a defensive coordinator. Well, guess what? He better replace him now. He better find a way to get another great defensive coordinator. That's his job as a head coach. His job wasn't done by just bringing Brett Venables with him. No. His job continues by finding somebody that is just as good or better than Brett Venables. Okay? Will Croman says, Big O, I get the criticism of coaching. However, if picks are developing, doesn't coaching have something to do with that? Will, are you paying attention? What's developed on the offensive line, my friend? What's developed? And on offense, have you seen the offensive play calling? I think Tua, Waddle, and Gesicki excel in spite of the clowns around him. Okay? And the offense has not developed. The offensive line has gotten nowhere. The running game has gotten nowhere. And we're almost done with the season. There's 4 games left. So there has been very little to no improvement. It's just Tua masking all the crap that's going on in front of him. Tua's better than people think. Those of you that hated Tua, not only were you wrong, you don't even realize how good he is. That's the thing. So, get me offensive coaches and then I'll believe. Big O, if I was to buy one piece of crypto, what would you recommend, my brother? How much money are you talking about, Fins for Life? I need to know that. And you know what? I'd rather you not buy one piece of crypto because I'd rather you be diverse. Let me say it again. Grab 100% of whatever your pie is, $100, $500, $5,000, $500,000, whatever it is you can afford. 40% of it Bitcoin, do it right now because it's a nice dip. 30% in Ethereum, 10% in Cardano, 10% in Vechain, and 10% in Polygon. Okay? Or 10% in Polkadot, or 10% in any of those that I'm telling you in the 10%, you can mix those up however you want. Those 4 I gave you, use 3 of those if you want. Because they're really good dips right now in Cardano, in Vechain, in Polkadot. You know what I mean? Those are really good deals right now to take advantage of. And I think they're going to grow exponentially. So I would do that. That's what I would do. Get my 100% pie and break it down like that. Okay? Let me give you, you know what? Can I teach you guys a little math here on crypto? Because this is going to bounce back quickly. Do you know how I always show you the $99.90 that Aaron Rodgers gave me in Bitcoin? Remember that? Right? Okay. So what's it say there right now? Can you see it at all? $76, right? You see it, right? Is it focused? Okay. All right, you see it, 76.60. So what does that tell you? Let's do the math together. What does that tell you? Bitcoin is down what since he gave it to me? 25%, right? So think about it. You invest now, it's going to go back to where it was, and it's going to soar way above that. So you're going to make 25%. That's why you told me, hey, if I get it, all right, break it into this pie. 40% in Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum, and then 10% in Vechain, 10% in Polkadot, 10% in Matic, 10% in Cardano. Those. Use those 4. 3 of them, any of those 4, and you'll be fine. And leave it alone. Don't touch it. Just sit on it. Let it go. That's it. And if you want, you can dollar cost average every 2 weeks or a month that you get paid or whatever, and you get $50 and break it down the same way. Those $50 and put it in. Pa, 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 pa. Keep doing it like that. And watch that mofo grow. That's all. That's what I would do. Fins for Life, you put 5,000, I gave you your answer, my brother. I gave you your answer. I don't want you in 1. I want you in 5. Okay? But do it the way I told you, in the percentages I told you. And then be patient and let it go. Okay? And if you do it on crypto.com, by the way, then stake your Ethereum and stake your Bitcoin so you're earning money, and stake your Cardano and stake. So that way it's earning money 2 ways for you, my friend. So it grows even more. Okay? So there you go. Whatever happened to Jim Caldwell? Somebody's asking. He is what's it called? A consultant for somebody. I forgot what it is. It doesn't look like maybe his health issues are not allowing him to coach. I'm not sure. I don't know if he wants to get back in coaching. I don't know if his health issues have, maybe he's overcome those health issues and now he can coach? I'm not exactly sure, my friend. I haven't heard anything about Jim Caldwell lately. Wyatt says, I never wanted Chris Greer fired as he is one of the most truly likable people in the game. I do see, however, that taking Jackson that high as a project was egregious, and that's my biggest complaint. Wyatt, to complain about that, it's you sound so ridiculous. You know what I mean? When you're hitting on Waddle and Phillips and Gesicki and Wilkins and Tua and Brandon Jones and Raekwon Davis, and how are you going to complain? And here's the part 2 of all of this. All of the linemen don't suck. The coaching sucks. So when you actually get a real O-line coach, we'll find out how bad Austin Jackson really is, or if he can be any good, or if Eichenberg can be good, or Hunt, or Dieter, or any of these guys, Solomon Kinley. So I'm not judging any linemen until they get real coaching, because they have no real coaching on that line. But at this point, to point at anybody, even Iggy, is ridiculous, because you've hit on everything else. You're hitting on a whole bunch of other players. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're hitting on a whole bunch of, you can't hit on every one of them. I'm sorry. And while you think Jackson's not good, Hunt has showed you something. Right? So at this point, to be complaining about any of this, to be complaining about personnel decisions is asinine. All right? Just asinine. It's petty. Like I told the guy yesterday, because the guy goes to me, well, if Tua doesn't hit, that draft is trash. And I go, trash, really? Raekwon Davis and Brandon Jones are in that draft, you idiot. They're pretty damn good players. And by the way, last year's draft, if you hit on Tua, I don't care what happens to anyone else. I want to say this to Wyatt and everybody else. Do you know if Tua, which I believe will prove to be a successful pick, but do you realize that if Chris Greer hits on Tua, that's something that the Miami Dolphins have not hit on since 1983. Can I repeat that again? If Chris Greer in last year's draft hits only on Tua, forget Raekwon Davis, forget Brandon Jones. I don't care if Noah turns into a corner. Forget about Noah. If you alone hit on the quarterback, the draft is a monster success. Anything else you do on that one is gravy. Why? Because this team, well, let's go over it. From 1983 to 93 to 2003 to 2013, and we're pretty close to 2023. So we're approaching 40 years of this team have failed miserably at hitting on a draft pick that is a quarterback. So complaining about Austin Jackson at this point is ridiculous. And, I'm going to take a shot at any of you out there complaining about the old linemen. If you think they're all bad, you're clueless as hell. And I've been telling you that for months now. Because they have no coaching. So we don't really know who can play and who can't play. So get me a real coach, and then maybe we can make an assessment on these offensive linemen. But complaining about them after you're watching all the picks develop, are you out of your mind? And, oh, and by the way, not just the picks. Seiler a pick? No, right? Needham a pick? No, right? I think they're helping out too, right? So they've got some of those other guys that are helping out that aren't draft picks. Adam Butler's helping out, not a draft pick. So not only is it the draft picks, but even some of the undrafted players are also contributors. That's part of, the GM. Getting Philip Lindsay to help you out a little bit. Not that Philip Lindsay is the answer and the end all be all, but in a season where you can't run the ball, at least they were able to unearth something else for you. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, to complain about personnel, wow, dude. You know, it's not a good thing to complain about personnel now. John Hook says, you have no clue. Oh, you're obviously a mouthpiece for the front office. No way the rest of the players are being coached besides the 2 and 3 crappy old linemen. I'm only saying on defense they're being coached, John. Pay attention. On offense, Tua is overcoming those losers. And so is Jalen Waddle, and so is Mike Gesicki. It ain't the offensive coaches that are making these designing plays that are making Tua look fantastic or anything like that, dude. Because they can't predict how these linemen are going to block anyways, my man. And Waddle is burning whoever covers him every week, whether it's the first corner or the number 2 corner on the team. He's burning them. And Gesicki's making one-handed catches. That has nothing to do with coaching, my brother. Nothing on the offensive side. I'm not giving any coach any credit for anything going on with Tua, with Gesicki, and with Waddle. But on defense, I will give them credit because Flo knows defense. It's pretty simple, dude. I mean, look at the defense. That I will say. But on offense, there's nothing going on offense. There are nobodies on offense, my brother. I get it. Maybe John Hoke, you're a little butthurt and you can't handle the truth about the Dolphins, but that's the truth, my brother. They have no offensive coaches. They're terrible. And the players that are playing well on the offensive side, it's in spite of these clowns. On defense, it's a different ballgame because they actually have a defensive coordinator. That's what Flo is. He's a defensive coordinator, not a head coach. Let's see. He's a mouthpiece for the front office while screaming that he wants to fire the coach. Yeah, no, I'm a mouthpiece for the front office. Meanwhile, what do I say that the front office has to do or they'll get fired? They got to change the coach. Yeah, but I'm a mouthpiece for the front office. It's all right, man. You know, one week I'm a hater, right? Because that's what it is. I'm a hater. Another week I'm a homer. You know, it's never that maybe he's just looking at it the way he sees it objectively, and maybe he's right or wrong. That's it. Not that he's a homer or that he's a hater. Maybe he sees it right or maybe he sees it wrong. How about that? How about we just go with common sense? You know, because anybody that's followed me for 31 years, I don't necessarily tell you something with an agenda. It's usually because this is what I'm seeing. By the way, this is all the same thing about Chris Greer. I mean, hey, a whole bunch of you may not want to admit it, but there's 213 right now in the live chat. I don't know, about 95% of you wanted Chris Greer fired. It's what I saw. And you were wrong, right? And I was right about Chris Greer and company. Personnel department's doing a good job, right? Tua. Bunch of you wanted Deshaun Watson. Bunch of you don't want Tua. I never got off the Tua bandwagon, at least as a player. Injury-wise, yeah, you can, you know, if that's your concern, I can understand that because he is injury-prone. But as a player, I never doubted it. And it's what I saw. It's not that I'm a Tua homer or I'm a Tua-on or anything like that. I think the kid can play. What do you want me to do? I stick to my guns. You know, Ryan Tannehill, I've never looked at him as a franchise quarterback. Yet some of you got suckered when he went to Tennessee and had some success, thinking that he actually turned into a franchise quarterback. And now you're watching that he's not. And through it all, I kept saying he's not a franchise quarterback. Sometimes it's not about being a homer or being a hater. Well, at least in my case, it's never about being a homer or a hater. Although I am always a homer because I'm always about our local teams. But what I mean is It's either I'm right or I'm wrong. I'm not doing it with an agenda of trying to defend somebody for any reason or anything like that. It's either I'm right or I'm wrong, period. I never thought the Canes would spend money like this. Was I right or was I wrong? I was wrong, right? Never thought that they would do this. It's not a matter of being a homer or a hater. I didn't hate the university because I didn't think that they would spend. I just said they wouldn't spend because that's been what they have been their entire lives. Cheap. They've never gone all the way. Finally, they did. Not about homer, not about hater. It's either right or wrong. That's all. So I might be right, and I certainly will be wrong. Flores ran off Changeli. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Let's see. Flores got rid of Fitzpatrick. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Big O, since it's the holiday, give me your top 5 favorite movies. Do you consider Die Hard an Xmas movie? Yes, I do. Yeah, man, I give Die Hard a Christmas movie for sure. Christmas movies, God. I mean, I can't say that A Wonderful Life and all. I don't watch those anymore. I'm sorry. But Die Hard is definitely one of my Christmas movies. What else is considered like a Christmas movie that because remind me.
For me, it's A Christmas Story.
Is that the Chevy Chase?
No, that's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, that's Christmas Vacation.
That's another one. That's
okay. Well, that's for me.
I have those two.
Okay, that one.
Christmas Story is the Pink Nightmare. Right? Oh, you look like with the rabbit.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Okay, and you know what? I'll go with Rudolph. I still can watch Rudolph.
Always. Frosty.
Okay. And Frosty.
Yeah, gotta have Frosty.
Frosty, definitely. I'm with you there. No Crumps, but that's not bad. Although he put Krampus, but I think he meant Crumps. No,
I think there was a movie called that or something like that.
There's one called Krampus.
Something like that. I think it's like a horror movie.
Oh, I thought it was the Crumps.
No, there is Christmas of the Crumps. Also,
okay,
but I believe there was like a movie that was. I have to look that up.
All right. Well, guess who stopped by here to join us and talk a little bit here before we get the hell out of here? Steve Calabro, baby. GM here at Hialeah Park.
Big O, sorry I'm late. I was in there talking in the office, and we were solving all kinds of world issues.
I'm sure you were.
Hey, listen, and I said, I got to come by. I know that you're on the way, going to your next gig.
Yeah, 1:00.
But I wanted to talk about last week.
Yeah.
Can we at least,
but by the way,
flex our muscles? And
by the way, I want to make it bigger next year. And I know we shouldn't be even talking about this on the air, but I want people to, they got to see a little taste of the event. But I was telling Sean, we got to have multiple cameras like in the front stage for the guys when they're performing music.
Yeah.
Bring that up, all that kind of stuff.
The music was great. Those guys
I know
were
they were fantastic. By the way, they're big fans of the show. When I'm leaving, they've been, 2 of the guys are like, dude, I've been listening to you for 20 years, this and that. So it was great actually talking to them. But yeah, I think we need the video side of it. We need to take it to the next level next year.
I definitely think so. And we've been sponsoring the Larry Little
I know.
Foundation
I've
for
been
years.
coming to it for years.
And it was a great event. John Bernetti did another great job. Frank Fiore did a great job. The golf was fantastic. Our foursome
next year. We show up next year in the
video
morning.
Some of the guys,
and we get some of the guys before they go on the green and have some fun with them because, there's some guys that don't come to the event that evening
the night before,
because it's like 100 guys, and we have like 60 guys show up, so we're missing a couple guys. So the next day we should be there at the golf event.
Absolutely.
Also having kind of put a bow on the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Bring it up to the next level. Video adds a lot more, a lot more fun to it. I can tell you.
And the Dolphins loved it.
I golfed with Dick Anderson. He was spectacular.
See what I'm saying? I can,
great guy, just a really good guy.
Great personality.
And a really good golfer.
Yeah.
Very good golfer.
Yeah.
He gave me a couple tips. I'm not a good golfer, so he helped me out a little. Helped out my buddy Tony and Eric and Pete. He was good. He was really good. We had a nice, we had a nice score. One of our more reasonable scores. It's hard to win those tournaments because usually it's some ridiculous negative, minus 20 that wins it. But we had a very respectable score. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. And next year it's going to be bigger and better. Like you said, we'll add video to it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we'll make it a 2-day event with the golf because I was thinking about that. Then I go, man, the next day Sean and I should be at the golf course, finishing it off, having some fun. Maybe, you know what we could do? Maybe what we'll do next year is we'll raffle off a foursome or two to the listeners, and maybe we can get
bring them in.
Yeah, man. All these things. We got to make it more of a bigger event next year.
So-
there were so many things going on in my mind, and I go, man, this thing can be so much bigger and more fun, and because of the technology, we can bring people closer to the event, even if they're not there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is another reason why some of your listeners would want to be at the golf tournament. So we're playing golf. Probably, I don't know what hole it was, but towards the latter part of our day. And with Dick Anderson, probably one of the best defensive players
Dick
the
Anderson
Dolphins have ever really had. In the top 5 of ever defensive player for the Dolphins. Now, who do we bump into? Is Mark Super Duper.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So now we get a nice photo op with one of the best offensive players and one of the best defensive players of the Miami Dolphins, which was great. But here's the reason I brought it up. Duper had this great thing. They were debating something. When we walked into their conversation, they were debating, and he was saying, "Yeah." And I'm not picking on Dan Marino. I'm a huge fan. Dan's the greatest. But he said, Dan's been complaining that I didn't dive for the ball enough. And you know what I said? I'm just repeating what Duper said. He goes, "Let me get this straight. I was making $300,000 a year, and he was making $6 million. He better put that right in my hands in my bread basket." That's what Duper was claiming. So it was just great to hear him talk about that. It was all joking.
Of course.
It wasn't like he was picking on Dan or anything.
No, of course. But that's what they do.
Yeah,
that's what they've been doing for 40 years is busting each other's balls,
I'd
man.
love to know if those numbers are right too. If he made 300, Dan made $6 million. Like, holy, he would be a $20 million a year receiver right now.
Oh yeah,
and so would Dick Anderson.
Yes.
Be a $20 million a year defensive back. So it's really amazing when you think about that. But I'm going to move on because I know we're a little pressed for time. We got to pound on our chest. The Jersey Wise guy was 3 for 3
last week. Yes,
3 for 3.
Yes,
he was 3 for 3. I think that's like just unbelievable. The Dolphin game was nice. 20 he covered well. Although at the end there, I was sweating it in the fourth quarter. Because we had the points were 6, and so that was a little tough. The Colts game. Never sweat it ever.
Yeah,
that was apparently Houston.
Cakewalk.
Houston's done. Houston's.
Yeah,
sorry,
you're good. Don't worry about it.
And then of course the game that I really sweat was the New England game. I was afraid of that until it was just an odd game. I mean, your opinion.
Yeah.
3 pass attempts, and they win the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure you talked about it 20 times already.
Yeah. No, but what's the funny part is that people make it sound like, my God, what a genius, never done it. And I'm like, relax, dude. Shula and Greasy had 6 passes in the Super Bowl and they won the Super Bowl. Relax, okay? It's not. I get it. He's a genius, but it's not the first time it's been done in football. If you can shove it down somebody's throat for 4 quarters and you can push them around, do it.
I couldn't believe
smartest thing in the
I
world.
couldn't believe that Buffalo's defense couldn't answer the call.
Yeah,
that was a little bit.
And
that was a little concerning to me.
That's bad for them.
Which leads me to
this is now they're going to be punched now in the mouth week in and week out because people are going to see that and they're going to say, okay, you can push these guys around. That was a bad look for the Bills.
So apparently the Jersey Wise guy has seen it, and he has 3 picks this week.
Okay,
now he's feeling a little muscle because he's 3. He went
obviously
3 for 3.
Yeah.
He was talking real Jersey cocky. Like I had to calm him down a little. Like,
and let me just say, he had it right 2 weeks ago. If it wasn't for the freakish injuries that showed up right before the game. Oh, by the way, this guy's not going to play. This guy's not going to play. And, Lamar and Hollywood, two of their most important players on offense, they're not playing. And it's like he easily would have won that one. So go ahead.
So he's picking the Bucks.
Oh, I love the Bucks.
There you go,
week.
right?
Somebody asked me about that. I love the Bucks.
Right, he's all over on the Bucks. And it's basically what he sees the same thing that you just mentioned.
They're going to punch him in the mouth.
Yeah, people are going to, Bruce Arians is going to see that. What's his
Leonard Fournette? They're going to want to pound you with that big ass bag, dude. Yes. Yes. No, I'm with you there. I like that move.
So now the next two, the next one is I'm on board because I'm a big fan of the quarterback, but he loves the Chiefs. He loves the Chiefs.
They're playing better now.
Yeah, that's a big line though. It's 9.5, right? It's a pretty big line. But I like the Chiefs. I like Mahomes. I think he's going to be. I think he's come around now. That early season jitters or whatever that was, early season, whatever you want to call it. And then his third pick is the Broncos. I'm not sure. What do you think about the Broncos?
Well, I mean, I love the Broncos defense. Their quarterback
it's weak. It's weak.
Yeah, he's never electrifying. You're never going to have a high-powered offense with Teddy Bridgewater because the good Lord just didn't bless him with those abilities. You know what I mean? He's so smart. He can manage a game, but he's so limited that he can be a difference maker in the game. And my problem with that game is that it's 10 points.
I know.
And what I will give, I never believed in Dan Campbell in my life, but I'll give them credit here. They play hard every week, dude.
Yeah. And they might have some confidence now that but even
they play hard. They lose tight games a lot.
They do.
They've lost a lot of tight games
that they
and this
won.
is a divisional game. This is the only one that, believe it or not, I'm not playing. I'm not going against him, but I'm not going with him. I like his first two picks, but this one is probably one I would push and stay away from.
There's an emotional side too. I like Dan Campbell. Like
I mean, I like him to have a beer with him, but I can't
not to be the coach. But
I can't take him serious as a coach, dude.
But I like him he seems to be a decent person. I don't know him, but
what great rah coach do you believe in your lifetime? Which one is it? Who is it? Who's the guy?
I don't know. The rah.
Who's the rah coach that you got to have on your team that was such a great coach? Who's the rah guy?
I mean, Belichick sure is the exact opposite.
Neither was Lombardi, neither was Shula, neither was Landry, neither was Knoll, neither is
even.
Huh?
No,
Tomlin's not. No, Tomlin's not a rah guy.
He connects with the players.
Tomlin's an intimidating mofo type guy more than anything else.
He connects with the players,
and he connects with players.
Yeah,
he's not a bull ass guy. Like all these BS guys, they never really. There has to be one in the history of the game. There has to be a freak that was coach. A really good like Sid Gilman's not a rah guy. Hank Stram might have been a little rah.
Oh, he was probably
Hank Stram might,
had a
Hank
little edge
might be
on
a little
him,
rah.
Yeah, he joked.
Yeah, he had. Let's matriculate. Let's get it, boys.
How about John McKay? Kind of a dry sense of humor.
Yeah, but not a rah guy. Like
Hank
Stram's the guy. I think I nailed that one. I think because he's a great coach.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's a rah guy.
I like Pete Carroll. That's
Carroll's
a great
rah-rah.
one.
He's a current rah guy.
That's a current rah guy right there. That follows in the Hank Stram footsteps.
Yeah.
That is a really good call on your part, dude. That's a really good one. Pete Carroll might be one of those guys.
The Jersey Wise guy coming up for 3-for-3 week.
Okay.
He's going with the Bucks, the Chiefs, and the Broncos.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, it's look, even 2 out of 3, you're making money.
Yes.
2 out of 3, you're making money as long as you're betting the same amount.
Right. No,
I'll tell you what, though, I screwed up this week. I bet all 3 of those games that the Jersey Wise guy said. Won all 3.
Oh, but then you did something on your own and screwed it up.
I got greedy. And I went with a 14 parlay.
Oh, God.
Right? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, I can't even believe I did it. And I lost the parlay. So, but, the payout's big. It's like 12-1 on a 14 parlay. So I was all excited about that. And I was like, when I was doing it, I was so confident, but I didn't pick the right 4th team. So
All right, so let me ask you something that I don't know if I'm putting you in a difficult position because you may not have the answer for it. What's the update on sports betting and all that? Because I know
So-
they're appealing and all that. What's the process?
So I'm going to give you the update. It's going to take a long time, and I'm going to give you the proof of why it's going to take a long time. The Seminoles, in that deal, they were going to get exclusive to sports betting,
Right.
and they were getting craps and roulette. They have taken the craps and roulette tables off the floor.
Wow.
They're replacing them with blackjack, at least at Hard Rock Hollywood.
Right.
And it's not all of them yet, but they started the process. So my opinion before they even did that was that this is going to take about a year. And I believe that they now also agree with my opinion. It's going to take some time. It's going to take about a year to sort out. And there's a couple scenarios that could happen, but this is a legal appeal. The legal appeal that they have to go through is in a miracle would be about 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
That's in a miracle.
And with COVID, it's backed everything up
And
in the world, but also the court system.
the COVID has slowed the court system.
Everything.
And gaming isn't like when you're looking at issues that the legals,
right? Not
the
priorities.
Courts have to look at, like, oh, we have health care, we have like something this serious issue over here. Oh, we have this casino issue. They're not going to put it to number one, right? The court system's not saying, oh yeah, we got to make sure
that's
that
a priority.
Sports betting can be handled.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's the case. It never has been. So it's probably about a year out.
Okay.
And other things could happen. So Seminoles, the Seminoles could win their appeal, and then we start all over again, and it will be a quick start at that point if they win. But in the meantime, DraftKings and FanDuel are also out there trying to get a voter referendum on the ballot for November. So that may occur too, which is going to complicate the issue because if they get it on the ballot and they
but then you allow them and you can't allow us. No, that does.
Then everybody would have it.
Oh, okay.
In other words,
okay. So that might be a good thing.
It could be good. Who knows, right? Because you don't know. Because places like us, we have to negotiate with FanDuel and DraftKings. We don't know if the deal's that good because once it's a little bit tricky.
I see.
If they win the voter referendum. Now, winning the voter referendum isn't that easy because it's the state of Florida and it has to be 60%. So North Florida is the deep South.
Yeah.
So
we know,
right? And Disney
for many years they've been bringing us down.
Now Disney is also a little bit on the anti-gaming side, but they are pro. They've recently come out with in articles like in the last 2 weeks, they're sort of pro sports betting. You know what I mean? So that's
they're in bed with sports.
Yeah, I mean ESPN and the ABC.
So they can't they
but
are.
It's kind of a little bit.
I know
it's a little bit contradictory. So you really can't. It's okay to wager on the Dolphins $100, but God forbid you go bet $100 on red or black, on roulette,
which I really don't understand because what you want to do is you want the gaming so you can then include it in there, and now because you want to do what Vegas did. See. We went to Vegas for decades because we were stinking degenerates. We just wanted to go gamble or go do stuff that what does in Vegas, just stays in Vegas, all that crap. Well, then Vegas said, hey, well, wait a minute. We're not just that anymore.
Yeah.
And they started creating amusement parks and they started creating all kinds of
amenities.
So now you can go as a family to Vegas. It's not just for degenerates and gamblers and whatever. Now you can do that if you want, obviously, but you can go as a family and treat it like, dude, it's like a family event. Like if you were going to Disney or anywhere.
You go as a couple and not gamble and have a blast.
And have a blast.
You go to shows, you go to all different types of things.
Hoover Dam, whatever.
Best restaurants. Some of the best restaurants.
Shows. Concerts,
some of the shows. I mean, I've seen Elton John there. I've seen.
Of course, that's what Disney has to think. They have to think Vegas.
Well, I think Disney,
but the reverse of Vegas. That's all.
So here's what happens with Disney. So Disney is a little afraid of casinos for one reason, because Disney, a big portion of their business, not a big portion, but a portion. Obviously, they have streaming, they have the theme parks, but it's also they do a lot of the convention business. So they have huge convention business in the Orlando area and Disney. So there's two really big places for conventions, Orlando and Las Vegas. So they're afraid that if all of a sudden 10 casinos opened up in some part in Florida, and they had 1,000-room hotels that conventions would go to them. So that's why they've always pushed away from casinos. I think it's more the convention business that they're afraid of. I personally think that Disney should have gotten in downtown Disney, which is now Disney Springs. I like the downtown Disney name better, but Disney Springs, which is a nighttime restaurant vibe, that should have a gaming component to it.
I agree.
And they would make a fortune, and it wouldn't mix with the Mickey and Minnie and the family. It's like, it's that they were kind of, that was probably the thought 30 years ago or 30 or 40 years ago. But in the last 10 or 15 years, it's much more accepted throughout all of our population. But anyhow, I just wanted to come by and
wait a minute. Hold on a second. Before you go, we got the National Horse Players Championship qualifier this Sunday. It starts off at 10 a.m. So folks can come on out here, get in. We got two great grand prizes where they end up in the Nationals in Vegas. So
I will
talk a little bit about this, because this is a big event, man.
If you're a horse player, this is the
event
you should go to, because you have a very good opportunity to get to the Nationals in Las Vegas. Win a trip and win a seat to the Nationals. The odds here are actually in your favor, because it's not a big pool here. In a lot of other places, it's larger numbers of people. So it's I don't want to say easier, but this one, somebody's going to go. Two people are going to go.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of people you're competing with. So it's a reasonable amount of people. It's not like you're competing with hundreds of people.
I've been there. I've been to that event, and I've seen it live, and I've been impressed with, the amount of people that well, it's not like a world of people, but the people that come, how intense they are.
They're into it. They know what they're doing.
That's the part that has impressed me when I see them. It's like these guys are pros, dude. Like, they know their stuff.
So they're coming from all over the country too.
Yeah, I know.
I was talking to Frank, and he was saying, we got Ohio, we got California, we got Texas, we got Louisiana. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're a horse player and you're into this is a great qualifying tournament to be in. Win some money and get your trip to Las Vegas. So that's what's coming up here. And there's one other thing too I wanted to just talk about, because we sometimes forget about last year we were voted the best payouts for slots in the East Coast. The billboard said Florida, because I didn't want to, it's kind of crazy to have a billboard best in the East Coast if you're on I-95 in Hallandale Beach or something like that. But anyhow, so the bottom line is, we want to talk about some of the promos we're doing for slots. Our slots have been, we've really got our floor set up nice. We're giving away a Bronco. The Bronco, Ford has brought the Bronco back. We're giving it away on the Saturday, January 1st. You earn your entries all December. This is I have to.
Al Cowlings doesn't own that Bronco, right?
Al Cowlings does not own it.
Okay, just want to make sure.
But anyhow, I have to run, because I got you.
You're always busy, but I appreciate you.
But I appreciate the time, and sorry I was a little late today.
No problem, my brother.
You good? Let's go 3 for 3 this week.
Let's do it.
All righty.
There you go.
Take care, guys.
Steve Calabro, man, the GM here at Hialeah Park Casino. As always, getting it done. We love him, man. Appreciate him out there, as always, taking care of us here. He goes, yes, the OJ vehicle. Orlando has something Las Vegas will never have. Water. Yeah, and the drought going on over there out west. Sad, man. Sad, very sad. If the West doesn't get some snow soon, Las Vegas is going to be uninhabitable. Yep, you're right. And that's the other thing, right? There are parts that it's like they have you saw that there was a snow blizzard in Hawaii, right? Yeah. Top of the highest mountain in Hawaii, they had a snow blizzard. Literally, like 60-mile-an-hour winds and all kinds of snow. It looked like it was Antarctica up top. And the bottom of the mountain, everybody's like out in the beach. So it's freaking awesome. But apparently it has snowed more in Hawaii than it has in Colorado so far this year. I think Colorado, like, it hasn't snowed in I don't know how many days, like 200 days or something, or It was something crazy I saw the other day, and maybe it was Colorado or it was somewhere else. But there are places out west that they haven't even seen snow yet. They've had cold days, but they haven't seen snow yet. How crazy is that, dude? Twisted world, baby. Yep. Snows in Hawaii, but not in Colorado. What do we have here? Goofy Casino in downtown. Exactly. There you go, a Goofy Casino. I like it. Dougie Fresh says, hey, I'm offended. As North Florida natives, we are not the deep South. We are the dirty South. The only bath we know is bath salts. Oh, Dougie, I love you, brother. Nobody's like you, my man. Been raining all day here in LA, says Tremolio. Damn. Oh, you guys need it. You guys need it to rain like for 10 days straight. That would not be a good thing. But by the way, once again, just in case the folks are watching over in Broward County, had a really nice meeting with the great people at the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. They gave me this coin yesterday, so just want to say thank you all out there. For those of you that want to see a little coin action there from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. Very nice people. Had a really, really good conversation. Hoping to do something very interesting down the line with the great people at the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. Anyway, we got to wrap it up here on the show. We thank all of you out there as always. Sean Stanley, sir, you are awesome. Appreciate you. Steve Calabro, the general manager, Frank Fiore, the Brunetti family, so many people that are just so supportive of this show and everything that we're doing and growing every single day. Appreciate all of you out there. Don't forget, you want to make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We will see you guys. We're in studio tomorrow, actually. So we will close out the week in studio. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel. I love you all.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference.